Thank you guys for taking the time to do this. I really like having the community come together and then we can talk about things, especially the ladies. I feel as if us girls kind of get a little bit of flack of guys say we don't understand certain things or stuff like that. So I really feel like
it's nice to have a group of girls to talk.
Yay! Oh god. Cool. I just need to. Oh, I see it. I see something.
I actually don't know where to see.
I don't see it.
Alright, you guys, we're about to start. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, hi you guys and welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys give me thumbs up if you guys can hear us. Just let me know so I'm not talking, because sometimes you guys, I do these streams and I mute myself and they're like, no, we can't hear you, or I mute you guys by accident. So I just want to make sure everything audio, you should have saw me yesterday. It was a hot mess because I moved all my stuff, because I built me a computer with the help of everybody, like my subscribers and stuff. So I had to take all my settings off of my laptop and move all my settings to my big computer now. It was a hot mess. I was struggling.
You do everything by yourself?
Yeah, I had the webcam and they were telling me what piece went where.
Oh my goodness, that's difficult.
That's sick though. They got you.
Gosh, they had my back. It was the most.
So nice that they helped you.
Oh, I know, right? I was so fortunate. Okay, so that everybody's saying this sounds good, so good. So all right, hi you guys and welcome to the channel. We're gonna have another live discussion. We have Animaechan here, Lara, Sierrathegoat, and Madison. And what I'm going to do is I want to have them go introduce themselves, and be sure whenever they do introduce themselves, I do have all their channel links or Twitter links, because I don't think Madison has a channel. I didn't see yours.
I'll talk about that.
Okay. So all their information is down below, but I do want to have them to tell them more about themselves and what their channel is about. So starting with you, Animaechan, let's go.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Kayla, but online I go by Katie or Animaechan. It doesn't matter what you want to call me. I'm from South Africa. I'm 27 years old, and my channel started out, well, I wanted to do reviews first, but I ended up doing reactions because I saw other reaction channels and I thought, okay, it looks like they're not having too many copyright issues. And yeah, that's how I started doing reactions. But I think the focus of my videos are more on reviews. I talk a lot. So yeah, that's more or less me.
Well, hi guys, I'm Lara, also known as Lalafluffbunny here on YouTube. What I mostly do is reaction videos to anime, but I do whatever else comes to mind whenever. I'm from Canada. I'm 22 years old, and I basically started out, honestly, just freelance, just fun. It was just a hobby. I was like, yo, I'm a loner watching this shit. Like, I want to make friends. So I just went and decided to just publicly expose myself, basically.
Same.
And from then on, it was just fun. So yeah.
Awesome.
I'm Sierrathegoat on YouTube. I just started my channel about like this time last year, I think. And I also just did it because I wanted to make friends, because at the time I was like I'd moved to a whole new city. I didn't have any friends, and I was just like, let me just make a reaction. So and it wasn't initially a reaction channel. I was just doing random videos of me going throughout my city and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can they hear me, just to make sure? Because they were saying I was mute.
Well, you kind of need to put your volume up a little bit. You're very low. I was trying to do it on my end, but I'm trying to figure. Oh, there it is. I see it now. You're very low. I'm gonna fix it though for you. At least a little bit. Okay, now
Okay.
try it.
Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me a little better?
There we go.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm zoomed in on my face. Okay.
No, you're looking
You're
fine.
good. You're good.
No, I fixed it on my end. I was trying to figure out how to make your volume higher.
I started the YouTube, and then it just kind of went from there, and I just started doing more reactions, and yeah, here I am now. So that's me.
All right, Madison.
Hi, I go by 100% Madison. I made the name so long ago, and now I just can't change it now. My channel, due to recent videos, I had to private the majority of my content. But my content was like reactions and reviews, and for the last year I've been kind of idle on that. So I've just started doing some streams with girls in the community, and if you got any of you guys ever want to pop in, you're more than welcome to. And that's kind of all I've been doing. But yeah, because of recent events, I kind of had to private those, so it doesn't really look like I have anything on my channel.
Oh, that
So-
makes sense. Yeah, I can imagine why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, kid,
Death threats are not fun.
Wow. Really?
Death threats are the nicest things that were being commented. So
OMG.
I'm
That
actually
is
really
crazy. Have
surprised
you
to hear
guys
that.
talking about the community and stuff like that, since we're on that topic, we can actually start with that. Have you guys experienced any like negativity towards you within the community from starting?
oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah.
Like
It
on a
might
scale of
be
1 to 10, like how
yeah.
has it been for you?
I'd have to say 3. Like, not a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Mine's like 1. Mine's not bad at all. But I just barely started not too long ago. I haven't been here that long, you know.
What about you,
Yeah.
Sophie?
I feel
Yeah.
I feel like it's been maybe compared to, I don't know who I can compare it to, but I feel like mine's been 50-50. Like half of it's really good, or maybe more than half, and some of it's really bad. But I think it's because I'm quite outspoken about how I feel about characters. Like I'm not just gonna say, oh, I love everything about the show. If I dislike a character, I'm very vocal about it.
Yeah.
And I think some people don't take very kindly to that.
Really?
And,
Honesty is the best, so.
And oftentimes I talk about anime not just as an escape, but also as like as it reflects reality, and then I bring in real life issues and stuff, and people obviously don't always agree,
Yeah.
and I think it can get quite heated, and then it's
Yeah, at the beginning of my channel, like 5 years ago, oh god, I feel old. The response I got a lot of hate at the beginning, and the response I got was, "We already have Sunpatch, we don't need you." That was that kind of. And then when I started getting more active in the community, it got like less bad, and then just recently, it kind of just, due to recent events, kind of fucked it over.
Oh my.
But-
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was, Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan gets the most views. Those videos gets like the most views on my channel, and because Attack on Titan deals with a lot of real life issues, like the hate between these different people and stuff, and I would often talk about how that applies, not exactly, but similar things have happened in South Africa and people's mentalities and stuff. And I know that as a result of that, with people who disagree about Attack on Titan and also what happened in South Africa, I've gotten quite a few threats and stuff. So
Wow, I've never received a death threat, so that has to be kind of
Me
scary. and
neither.
nerve-wracking.
I've never received a death threat, but I've received comments like people saying they hope I get killed or get raped or stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
People.
It's really, really
Who
bad.
says
It's really
That's
stupid
insane.
stuff
But
like that?
honestly, take note that my Attack on Titan, some of them have over 700,000 views.
Yeah.
So that is a huge amount of people. So
That's
it's
true.
probably 10% of crazy people in there
That's-
that are gonna say stuff like that. But
Your exposure went like further and found the people down.
the crazy people, the trolls.
Wrong people. That has
Like,
to
yeah.
suck.
But there is something too.
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube and you go in like your held comments, you find some stuff there. Okay?
Really?
I never
even
go
anymore.
there. I never go there, but I saw that like I had like there's a ton of like stuff, so I was just like, okay, let me look real quick.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I just left. I'm like, okay, no thanks,
Yeah, no.
okay, bye.
See,
Yeah,
I
Crazy.
my mods do. I think with the help of mods, they really go through and clean a lot of it out. So if I did have any, I really didn't see much of it. I think in the beginning more so, I seen some that called, the N-word, or why are you
Yeah.
black girl watching anime, or stuff like that. So I mean, I got that more so in the beginning, but I think with the community that came up behind me and like supported me with like, my mods and stuff, they really kind of like shielded me from a lot of that stuff. I think. I don't know if they don't tell me if they see anything, so I hope that's not the case. They're still doing it.
Yeah.
I think my mods are my sword and shield.
Like,
I know that my mods.
you
Sorry.
find that, sorry, like so much negativity will like get to you. So it's like good that there's so much people that will support you to help not let you see that. It's hard to just like show yourself out to the world. I feel like it is kind of nerve-wracking.
Is it just me that doesn't have mods?
I didn't
should
have
definitely
mods
get
until the
mods.
beginning of this year.
I don't have none.
Like if it wasn't for my mods, I would be spoiled of everything.
Girl, you and me
Oh,
both.
I just trained myself. Like spoilers, they don't have a chance. Okay? No. I found a way. I just like when you scope a comment with the side of your eye or something, you just like
Yes, I do that a lot of stuff.
I just
On
This
Twitter.
conversation's going left.
I'm all for spoilers now that I don't do reactions, so I'm always like, yes, give me all the scans,
Oh my
give me all the, give it all to me, please.
I try not to spoil other people. I try to be very vague.
And Sierra's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to just. I'm posting on Twitter and I'm excited. I'll just be vague about it, or I'll put like spoiler and post, but I really try not.
Usually I'll,
Yeah, she's really good
usually I'll
with
put
it.
spoilers.
You have to get mods though. If you definitely
Yes.
find a couple of them that got your back.
So basically you just ask who in your like community would like to be moderators.
You can.
Well-
Some people actually volunteer. What about you, Katie?
That's
'Cause
what
I-
could
someone
be a
offered me
mod.
that one time. Someone was just like, "Oh, like you could be mods," and I was like, "Oh."
I could be a
I
mod,
would
I don't
say-
do anything.
I would say choose people that you interact with and you feel like you can trust, because
Right.
mods can become like a big part of the community. My mods, actually, I've given a lot of my mods access as channel editors. So they can go into the back ends, go into the comments. They don't have access to certain things as an editor, like they can't delete videos and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
They can't delete the channel, but they can go into the comments, they can go into the held for review. For most of my One Piece videos these days, I actually hold all comments for review, and then my channel editors need to approve them one by one, and that's how far I've needed to go to avoid spoilers.
That's
Wow.
genius. That's genius.
Wow.
Really get excited about it, so they will spoil you. Like,
And on purpose too. Oh my goodness. I've
They're
had people
definitely trolls.
Yeah.
pay on Twitch to send messages or sub just so they can spoil something.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
gosh.
and it costs like $5 to sub on Twitch, right? So they pay on Twitch just to sub, and then their sub message is a spoiler.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh. That is so.
It's so bad.
Some of these people
That
get
has to
so
be
bad.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, these people don't have lives, but that's why I have like, let me just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mods on my Discord, and they're also mods on my Twitch and my YouTube. So yeah, they have to help me, otherwise.
Yeah, I feel like my mods are like my backbone. There's a whole lot of things that I don't even know how to do. They have to walk me through or understand certain things. Man, they be holding it down, because I'm like, Lord Jesus, like, how am I doing this? Like, Alana, just chill out, because I freak out quite easily. Like, I have anxiety, so I was like, oh my gosh, what the freak? They're like, calm down, it's okay, just take your time. I'm like, oh, I just want it to be perfect. But yeah. All right, so I want to ask you guys, what are the most current things you're watching right now on your channels, or just watching period?
okay.
That's like new or new to like that's like a new anime or just
Well,
new?
no, it's whatever
to
you're
you?
watching. It doesn't have to be new or anything like that.
Okay, so I think currently, obviously, the God of High School.
Yes.
There's Fruits Basket, Ray Zero. I don't know if any of you guys know
I
that
haven't
one.
seen that one yet.
Yes.
The Millionaire Detective and Fire Force.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love Fire Force. Oh my god, I fangirled so hard because the mangaka did Soul Eater. So
Yeah,
the art,
for
and
sure.
I
I
just
love Soul
died.
Eater.
I died.
That's what I was excited for.
I
too.
died
What about you, Sierra?
automatically.
So on my channel right now, I'm trying to finish up Vinland Saga because I feel like I've been watching that for so long, and I love that show, so I'm not mad at it. And The God of High School, which is really cool. It's cool watching webtoons, and then on my own, I just rewatched season 1 of Mob Psycho 100. Now I'm on season 2.
Okay.
Stardust Crusaders, which at the time when I was watching it, like halfway through, it was hard to watch. I was like, this is getting too episodic. I love this. But once you get past like episode 24, it gets so good, and it's like my favorite of the JoJo's.
Okay.
So, that.
That show's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
it is
ridiculous.
crazy. What about you, Katie?
Do you want me to read through my Annie list? Because I actually have everyone's Annie list open except I think I have one person's not open, but can I just read through my list
Yeah, go ahead.
on watching?
Because I know she watches a lot, you guys. When I say I looked at her Annie list and I was like, holy shizballs, this girl plays no games.
Yeah, I usually like to limit myself to 14 currently watching because I feel like I don't want to do more than 2 different shows on a day because otherwise can't really invest in the story. But right now I'm watching A Certain Magical Index. I'm on season 3, but I think I might drop that to read the light novels instead. I'm watching Apare Ranman, which was seasonal but got paused due to COVID and now it's continuing. I just started Assassination Classroom. I'm watching Bleach for the 3rd time. This time I hope to finish it. I just always got busy. I never finished it.
Okay.
Fire Force season 2, Fruits Basket season 2, Gintama. Is anyone watching or has watched Gintama?
I have not.
I tried. I think I'm gonna start it again in the future, but not right now.
I would highly recommend it. It's very fun and lighthearted, but it can get really deep really quick and it gives rise to like a lot of discussions and stuff. So I would recommend that one. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm on Stardust Crusaders as well. Battle in Egypt. My favorite was the first 2 seasons, though. I have to admit, I enjoyed those a lot more. But this one's still really great.
So you like part 1?
Okay. Yes, part 1 and especially part 2.
I love
but
I actually started on Crusaders. I didn't know about the
really
first
good.
2 parts. I found out after.
Really?
I was like, oh, yeah, no. I heard about JoJo. I was like, what is this? So I just saw that one. I went on it and I was like, this is lit. But then after I heard there was part 1 and 2, I was like, so I'm gonna have to invest my time on that.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, because it kind of builds the base of everything.
Yeah, I watched everything after.
That's so funny. I'm sure I've done that with 1 or 2 shows, though. I'm sure I've done it as well.
Yeah.
Luckily, not JoJo's, but then I've watched I'm watching March Comes in Like a Lion season 2, which is phenomenal. I'm quite early in Naruto. You guys watching that?
Oh, I saw that when I
finished.
was younger. I kind of grew up on that.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. I'm watching it for the first time, so it's quite an experience. One Piece. I'm on episode 419. I'm also watching ReZero, Rent a Girlfriend, Sword Art Online, and I'm on the very last episode of Tower of God. 1 more episode to go.
Right.
Okay. So where are you on Sword Art Online? Are you on the first season? Like what season is that?
I've watched the first 2 seasons,
Okay,
and now I'm actually watching the alternative Gun Gale Online, so not season 3 yet.
Okay, so how do you like Gun Gale Online so far?
It's so cute. I think it's actually really fun. I actually prefer this world, Gun Gale Online.
Yeah.
I love that arc. So seeing the alternative, I think it's so cute and fun so far. I'm only 4 episodes in though, so.
Okay, but I mean it's good because some people going from the first 2 seasons of Sword Art Online going further, it seems like they kind of didn't care for it as much. So for me to hear, I didn't mind it. I thought it was cool how it just continues on.
Yeah.
But that's awesome that you are kind of like upbeat about it and how that you like it. So
I'm
that's
loving
really
it.
good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't like season 2 because doesn't it? It starts with the Gun Gale online storyline, right? With the Shinon.
Yes, Xenon, yeah.
Yeah. It starts with her, and I think a lot of people wanted, more of the main
Kirito?
characters, like more of their
Asuna.
story. Kirito and Asuna, yeah.
Mhm.
But I actually love the gun world, and I loved
Yeah.
Sinon as a character. So yeah, I didn't mind it alternating from them.
For that one, actually, like starting into it, I was kind of like skeptical. I was like, oh, when you feel a little bittersweet.
Yeah.
I felt that, I did, but then after
Mm.
getting into it, like it developed after, like I really got into it.
So you're one of the ones who's like, I don't know how they're gonna pick up from.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people that way. What'd you say, Sierra?
I ended up dropping Sword Art Online. Like, I got to the part in the first season where I found out that Kirito, is the main
Kirito?
character.
Mhm.
I found out he was like the beta tester, and then I just kind of fell off of it from there.
What? Oh,
Where was
actually.
that? From season 2?
For a day, and then I just dropped it. And I could not pick it back up. I just went on.
She said, what was the last episode you watched?
Me?
More or less.
That was like when I don't remember what episode it was. It's like where we find out that Kirito is like a beta tester of the game Sword Art Online.
Oh, is that the start of season 2?
Isn't that
No.
later?
very first season?
Oh, so
okay.
you're on the
Oh,
first
oh,
season
okay,
still.
then.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
How did you drop it first season? How
Oh,
many
wow, that's-
gushy stuff in there?
I dropped it back up.
I have to admit, I love hearing when people don't get into really popular anime because there are some really popular shows that I'm not super into, and then I feel guilty, and I feel like people hate me. So I love hearing that you dropped something popular as well.
Ooh,
Like, I want to read
that's a good one.
Yeah.
because I know I love Gintama, so I'm like, I gotta get into this, but because I tried to watch it like 5 times, and I just always can't get past like 5 episodes, and then I really want to get into these shows. So I don't hate. I feel like I don't really ever hate an anime, so it's just like
Yeah.
lose interest for a while.
Got you. Ooh, that's a good one. What about you, Madison?
Well, right now I just keep rewatching the same like 12 things over and over again. um, so right now I'm rewatching the first season of Non-Baka.
I heard that one.
The visuals for
Yeah,
that
it's
look
like-
amazing.
I know, it's gorgeous. It's basically about these prisoners who try to escape like the world's, best prison.
Uh-huh.
And it's not very serious, but then at the end of the day, it's kind of serious. So I recommend
So what was it called again?
Non-Baka.
Okay.
So
Wait,
that's
Is
like,
non-baka like what stupid?
what?
Like, does it translate to like what stupid? Like non-baka?
It's
No,
In a-
part of the name of the prison is part of the name of it.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's just
I
a whole word. I thought it was
definitely-
like non and then baka, like nani, like what? Baka? Like that's what I was wondering. Like
No, just non-Baka.
I
But,
got you.
I rewatch Yuri on Ice whenever I have a bad time, which 2020 is just, so I rewatch it a lot.
2020 has been that year.
I'm trying to get, what I'll do, like, I read the manga and I'm caught up on most of the manga of the stuff I watch.
Mhm.
So I don't necessarily watch a whole lot of the anime, but I know what happens.
Okay, got you.
Got it.
So, yeah,
Alrighty.
that's it.
So I have another question then, because I think Katie made a good kind of statement saying how there's anime out here that everybody and their mama just cheers and chants for, and it's like if you don't like it, they kind of bash you. So name an anime that is mainstream or very popular and you just cannot get into.
Dragon Ball.
Naruto, Dragon Ball, and Bleach.
You said Naruto, Dragon Ball, and Bleach? Those are like the big three.
So mine, I'm in, but I'm not like so into it. And mine's Attack on Titan. Like
I can't watch that, too much gore. I can't handle it.
Okay.
Gotcha, okay, that makes sense.
I read the manga and I'm just like, I read up to a point in the manga and then I stopped because I want to see season 4. I want to see it. It's just like it's not all that to me. I'm just like, it's good, you know.
Oh wow.
I feel like that about Hunter x Hunter. Like it's like I don't think it's bad. I don't get into it. It's so boring. Some of it. I like the one arc.
X Hunter.
But that's Hunter x Hunter. Yeah. Like I think I watched up to. I don't know, somewhere like really far, and I liked it, and one arc I loved, but the whole of it I just feel like
it lacked something for you.
Yeah, and but I got so much hate for that. Like I started posting reactions on YouTube. I had to stop posting reactions on YouTube just because I was tired of dealing with the comments. Right. And then eventually I even took it off of my Patreon and I stopped watching it because I felt like people can't even, like, they can't take any criticism. So it got a bit frustrating.
Oh my goodness. It's supposed to be a fun area. Like, I don't like it when, like, negativity just comes in and just ruins the experience, especially when you're trying your best to kind of put your twist or put your little flavor on stuff and you're enjoying it, and then somebody just comes and rains on your parade. It's like, what the fuck am I doing this for? Like, why are you doing this?
I think the main problem comes in with, like, this is your first time watching an anime. Sometimes things don't make sense until you finish it and you look back on it.
Oh my God.
And a lot of people kind of project their love for a show onto you, but you're a first time viewer. Correct. You're never going to appreciate it in the same way as someone that grew up with it or that really resonates with it on a personal level.
That's true.
So then that makes it even more difficult to enjoy because you know of all these people's expectations. And that was actually one of my questions that I had for you guys was, how do you deal with people's expectations when they want your reaction to be a certain kind of thing or a certain kind of way, and then it's not.
I'm with Lala. Oh, Lara, I'm the same. I'm
just telling you because for some reason, I don't know why, I've developed this stage in my life where other people, negative energy, things that I understand that what they think is not what I'm gonna think. Like, it's just not. I know we're two different people. I mean, nor was I born with like a chain to my neck for you. Like, I'm just saying there's no connection. I'm my own person. So even if they say things about you or they want your reaction to be a certain way, at the end of the day, whose reaction is it?
Yours.
Period. Like, that's it. So it's just, it goes in one ear out the other.
Yeah.
But that's good that you can do that. I always get stuck in like trying to talk to people, and it's really difficult as a first-time viewer to talk to someone who has seen the anime 6 times.
Correct.
You know, because they can't, like, you're viewing it here, especially with characters. When a character gets introduced and they're viewed or introduced in a certain kind of way, and you feel negative towards the character, maybe later they have an arc or a redemption, or they grow or learn or whatever. Yeah. But if they're introduced in a certain way and you feel negative towards them, I feel like people find it difficult to be okay with that, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I get stuck in that conversation.
Thanks, Marlon. Go ahead.
Have you all seen The Promised Neverland?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So once I finished that, I still didn't like the Isabella mama, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I didn't like, she didn't redeem herself to me, like.
No.
And
I think that's fair.
Get it? You understand? I was just like, I still don't like her. And
exactly.
That's fair. Her character can go 50-50. Like, it can end where people could feel like, oh, I understand where she comes from, and like you can feel compassion for her. But it's so easy for you to not feel compassion for her.
Oh,
everything she's done hasn't changed.
But
I just think she has one of the saddest like stories because she has to like raise these kids to go get killed.
But
so
I think she had kind of like turn off her emotions at that point, though.
Yeah, and she's like had to turn off her emotions to like separate it. So to me, at least, it's just like she doesn't, I don't personally think she wants to do it, but she kind of has to, and I don't think she, you know, I think I would at least find it hard to continuously raise kids that are just gonna go get killed.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. I mean, in this
I
world,
do. I'm very crucial on right and wrong.
I get it.
If you know that if you wouldn't want that to happen to you, do not do that for anybody. Don't do that to anybody. I'm so adamant about that. Like, do unto, you know, others as you want them to do unto yourself. Like, that's how I was always taught and how I was always raised. And maybe that's just part of how my upbringing is. So it's like, no, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I know sometimes there's some bumps on the way. I get it. But I don't think...
But then you need to own up to it.
There you go. And I feel as
and
if
do better.
There we go. And you have to grow from it. I don't know. I don't get that vibe from Isabella. I'm sorry. She just rubbed me the wrong way.
I can bring up another character with a similar...
I can't with Isabella. I couldn't rock at the end. I was like, okay, she's still evil to me. I just couldn't rock
with Emma.
Yeah, I just couldn't. And people
Emma,
were
Emma, I had to drop watching the manga, and I feel like everyone who reads the manga knows what point I dropped at. But I just couldn't, after that specific point, I just couldn't take the entire series seriously. Because of what I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah,
because of what she said. And I'm just like, it just kind of ruined my entire perspective on her as a character. And I just can't anymore with it. I just got so angry. I just
I'm
rage
looking
quit.
forward to season 2.
Oh, me too. I was so sad that the pandemic kind of pushed it back. I'm just sick of the pandemic, period. But
pandemic, yo.
I feel like end of this year, beginning of next year is going to be pretty good for shows, I think.
I pray so, because Lord Jesus, this has just been a hot mess.
Season 4 of Attack on Titan is coming out. Dr. Stone is coming out. There are so many long anticipated. Yeah, that's coming out too.
I haven't
Demon
seen
Slayer.
Dr. Stone.
Yes.
I haven't seen it. Was Dr. Stone for you guys?
You should watch it.
I just started Vinland Saga, but I haven't started Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone's good.
It was a chill watch. It was like, I don't know. It wasn't like something grand, but like you enjoyed watching it, at least for me.
I really loved it. I thought it was something very different, and that's why I enjoyed it.
For sure.
The OST is good, and the openings and the endings.
Really? So it has good like intros and stuff like that?
On what Sierra brought up, I wanted to mention another character, but I just wanted to hear, where are you? Am I the one that's the least far on One Piece?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can talk about it, and you guys have
We won't
paused.
say nothing. We will hold our gums. And if we are questionable, don't even say if you're questionable.
Yeah.
Nope.
Uh-oh, Katie froze on us.
Oh, she froze.
No. The suspense. No.
I know. She knew what she did. She got it good. Oh, no. Hold on. Let me message her real quick and ask her, is everything okay? It was getting good, Katie. Let me message her.
Okay.
Well,
we got some filler conversation.
I know.
Oh well, for One Piece, basically in my case, there's something about One Piece though. I'm on and off about it. Like, you know, I like it as a whole, like the whole story. I like the characters. I like everything that's going on. But there are some times where I get disinterested, and there are some parts where I get interested. So it'll be like,
is it the pacing maybe that kind of bothers you then, if that's the case?
I don't know if it's the pacing or if it's certain storylines that I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? So it's like up and down. But for the most part, I watch all of it.
Whenever I try to recommend people to read anime, I don't have them go in, watch and read. I don't have them go into One Piece because it is such a commitment that it's not something someone at the beginning of their anime career at least wants to do. I just never, like Naruto and Bleach, I just don't recommend the big ones because you can get lost in that, and it could kind of jade your opinion on a lot of it, because it's like the typical shonen stuff, but there's so many other genres and variations of it that just having someone be like, oh my god, you should get into One Piece, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, for my friend, I've only gotten one person, I think, successful into One Piece, like in my real life world, you know? And he's like, okay, if you watch JoJo's, I'll watch One Piece. That's what like got me starting JoJo's, because I was like, okay, I'll watch it, I don't mind, I will watch it, you know? But I'm like, you gotta start One Piece. And loves it now, which I'm so proud. I got one person into it, so I'm proud. I did work.
So, okay. So how would you rate One Piece so far then? I know Sierra loves it, and I know Madison loves it. For Lara, how would you... Oh, she's talking.
Oh, she muted?
No, she's...
So Lara, yeah. How would you rate One Piece? You're fine. How would you rate One Piece in your opinion then? Because I know you said there's some high points and some low points. So...
I would give One Piece 8, 7.5, 8.
Okay.
8. Yeah, no, like for me, I think because when I started One Piece, actually, I'm personally, I kind of scared to start like series that are big, that have been there like a lot of episodes. That's the thing for DBZ. I haven't gotten like Dragon Ball. I haven't actually gotten into it because of that. But for the most part, One Piece, when I first started it, I kind of binged. And when I say binged, I mean like 2 months, like 600 episodes, like binge, like it went crazy. And that was the earlier part. I found it so interesting, like everything. And I think near after, you know, the 2 years thing, like, you know that, you know?
Yeah.
After that, I think things were like, it was still good, but then it started to fluctuate.
You know, a lot of people kind of were talking about that, the time skips, right? So pre-time skip, a lot of people like that version of One Piece, and then compared to post, which I can understand, but I feel as if it was kind of needed for post, if you get what I'm saying. It has to build up that foundation. What you about to say, Sierra?
So the thing about post time skip and pre-time skip One Piece. So post time skip, it was all about developing the Straw Hat crew. We were following them individually as they joined, you know, like their own, like at their own pace, their own arcs. When we saw the crew, and now with Oda, he is expanding the world of One Piece pre-time skip. It's beyond the Straw Hat. Like we have other people, we have the fleet coming in. Well, I don't know where Katie is. Is she like listening?
I think she said her electricity went out, so I don't think she's just gonna pop in when she can.
This isn't really spoiler, but like it's just like we have so much more happening time skip. So it's like it's hard to say like, oh, you know, post time skip was better, because pre-time skip, it's a different vibe. It's like a whole different feeling. It's not just centered around the Straw Hats now. It's beyond them. Like it's the world involved.
Definitely.
I think another part of it is that the pre-time
Sorry
skip
to interrupt. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Continue.
Okay.
Life, got it.
I think part of the reason why people love pre-time skip so much is because it's like done. We know all the, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like we know where the story ended on that part. And then just post-time skip, we're reading it it's not over yet. And I think that's what people, because it's dragging on and on and on and on.
Okay.
But hopefully it'll be nice when it ends. But those are my thoughts on it.
Once you're like caught up, because right now, like me and Madison, I think we're like caught up like to recent, you know, and it's like weekly. It's experience than experiencing One Piece as you're just like watching it binge wise. You know, it's such a good story when you binge it. It's amazing.
Definitely.
But when you see it, it's like, okay, this happened, and you're just wait. Okay, this happened. Where you appreciate it, you know.
I get it. I feel like that now, but I'm not a manga reader. So I'm just watching the anime, and it's like, okay, what's next though? It's like, what's next? So I know if I'm already having that issue, for you guys to already be probably way further than I am compared to the anime, that had to be like, really?
It gets to a point where it gets so slow and boring. But then it's just like, you'll find one stuff.
The whole trending, you know, like it's crazy. One Piece is just like that series that it's such a long story, it's such a wide story, like big world, like it will have its up and downs when you're reading it or watching it, you know, like week. It's hard because it's just like you want more right now, but
tell me now. What do you guys think the One Piece is?
Shit,
the power of friendship.
No, she didn't say the power of friendship.
Yo, imagine like the biggest disappointment.
It's gonna pull a fairy tale. Power of friendship.
Oh no.
I'll be so annoyed if that's the case. I'm like, I watched all of this for friendship to be the key.
But like that, like it's a legit thing. Like it's gonna be amazing, but I can't even begin to imagine what it is because even in the arc we're in now, like we get hints, but it's still like beyond. Like you have to guess, you know, it's hard to see.
We have absolutely no idea.
That's something that they'll have to be very good about because kind of messing up what the One Piece is could be the downfall of the show or like not. Like
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like either people will be like watch One Piece or people will be like don't watch
Katie's
One
back.
Piece.
Okay, so we're talking about anything. We can't spoil anything.
She's muted.
Oh, she's muted, but still, I don't want to say anything that could kind of
Alrighty.
assume anything. All right.
Okay.
Proper.
She's probably stuck in it. I know she said she had load shedding. I guess since in South Africa, like the electricity will go out sometimes. So it's probably what happened in her. What'd you say, Sierra?
She's in South Africa?
Yeah. Remember she said that in her beginning. Girl, what was you doing?
I didn't.
She was enjoying that drink.
Girl, but look,
Okay.
I forgot mine downstairs.
Feeling with my so.
What's off of on that?
I'm gonna have to figure. I'm gonna have to tell my husband to go get mine out the refrigerator. Go get my wine, cause Sierra is having a good old time with hers, and I don't got mine. Go get me mine. I got a bottle of wine to see you drink. Huh?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, because I'm doing a voice call on my phone. I'm sitting in the dark in the living room because our electricity went off.
Oh my gosh. That
dang.
happens a lot?
Yes, in South Africa, they do load shedding. So they, during the week, just turn off the electricity for 2 hours randomly. They don't even keep to a schedule. Our government is just pretty fucked up.
Wow. That is crazy.
That really is, yeah.
I'm sorry, what did I miss?
Oh, well, we're just talking about some spoilerish probably things for you. Well, not really spoilerish. We were just asking what we thought was the One Piece in our own opinions. And then Madison made a funny and said she thinks it's the power of friendship.
Well, in most shonen anime it would be.
She has a point.
Like basically
fairy
beginning,
tale.
middle, and end did not change.
What do you guys think about fairy tale? Because when everybody talks about power of friendship, I always go to fairy tale.
I have so many mixed feelings on Fairy Tale. It is not even funny. It is difficult.
Yeah. Fairy Tale was it was the show that got me back into anime after I didn't watch for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I have pretty positive feelings towards it, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely not for everyone.
When at the beginning of my channel, I did One Punch Man anime episode reviews, One Piece manga reactions, and Fairy Tale manga reactions. And that shit, that stuff was awful week to week to week of just constant not dead, not dead, not dead, not dead. No one dies. And it is the most annoying thing ever. But then I love rewatching it because I'm like, I legitimately love some of the arcs. But I sit here and I'm just like, you ended it on such a bad note.
Yeah, the last season was bad.
I just have so many feelings on Fairy Tale.
I really did love Fairy Tale at one point. Like I cried watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like you said, like it just got too I don't know, like no one was dying. The threat wasn't even there. for me. Like, so I'm just like, why am I watching this? Like, it's
What's the
nothing's
point?
ever.
Yeah. Fairy Tail.
Vera Jane's #1 waifu. Like, I love her.
Definitely.
But it's just up until, and I know what it is. It was whenever the animation changed. I think it was in 2014 because my brother and I hated it. But after that point, it just sucked.
I think I got to the games. I don't remember what it was, but like the games, they were
Oh,
all
you're talking about
Yeah, I think it was after the game.
What they call it, the wizards from different organizations
Yeah,
were like going against each other. Got you.
Yeah, the Grand Magic Games.
There it was.
Yes, Madison. Grand Magic Games. That's what it was. That's where I kind of fell. I'm just like, they're never gonna lose. They're never gonna die. Like, it was just
it's just
fucked out by that.
On my stream last night with Hebo and then the Double Dragon Brothers and stuff and Westside Live and them and Sensei, they were saying how when it came to fairy tales, like they build up this escalation of feelings and emotions, and then when it came down to it, it was just like friendship.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah.
They
could try a little harder. I love the message. I love it. It's beautiful, right? But I mean,
yeah,
I think there's one thing at this, because I started reading the manga, but then I watched the final season, and it also kind of put me off.
Mhm.
But there was one thing from the beginning of the manga that kind of explained to me a lot. At least I could use it to explain the whole power of friendship thing. And so it was basically, if I had to try and explain what it said in the manga, was that you know how in real life when you are, or you're emotional or you feel strongly about something, you can like go further. Let's say if you're running a marathon because you really need the money, you'd be able to go a little bit further than the person that was just running the marathon for no real reason, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just basically what the manga was saying was about that tapping into that emotion. Like, if you can also make it very esoterical. I don't know if you guys know much about and I don't know much about it myself, but you know, like quantum theory and stuff, and like atoms and feel, and like we all boil down to energy and whatnot. It's basically, if you tap into that part, the emotion, the energy, you can really I don't know how to say it, but capitalize on your strengths. I don't know how to. There is a much better. I could write a whole essay about it, going into it, but really, most anime shouldn't be so complex that you need to, like, it should explain that for you. You know, you shouldn't have to look for a reason. I mean, to some people like me, I like doing that, but it's not gonna make it make the ending, like what the ending was. It didn't even make that better for me. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it just depends on what mood I'm in as well. You know, there's certain moods where you just want to sit back and then just enjoy like the light cutesy stuff, and then sometimes you just want to go in. Like, have you guys seen Parasite, the Maxim?
Oh god,
girl,
you haven't seen it?
Am I the only one who hasn't?
It's good.
No, I haven't. I
saw that a long time ago when it was airing. Like,
okay,
I just watched
it. Is it good?
2 weeks ago. So freaking good. It's on Netflix. Netflix, go watch it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's like 2 different modes that you can get into. It's like the light, fluffy, let's all be friends, and there's like that stuff like, let's get dirty. Like, that's how I feel.
But then in that sense, do you think that one fairy tale, maybe it just plays into that light and fluffy friendship wins thing? So if you complain about it, then like even me, in the end, I hated the final season because it took it too far. But most of the time it's nice because you kind of want that sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. Okay, I have a question then. Since we're talking about fairy tale, do you think that the final season was a little bit pushing it when it came to like certain scenes, if you know what I mean?
I didn't watch it. Like, I stopped. I like skimmed. I stopped. I don't know. I just kind of.
Like,
which scenes do you mean?
Like with Lucy and, well, I mean, that's probably a fairy tale in general, like how they will kind of objectify the female.
Right. That's one of the things I hated about it, but I did like how the show kind of made that both ways. A little bit.
Yeah, they
but
did.
they kind of did, but like I
Just
feel
more
like
so
for
for
the
the
women it was
female-wise?
definitely more
Did
exaggerated.
it ever make you feel uncomfortable or anything while watching how they would objectify certain?
I'm a
annoyed.
big fan of fan service, so I don't, unless if they made the woman weak and then they were just being used to look good, like let's say the girl gets stolen the whole time and the guys have to go and save her and that girl gets objectified, then it'll be kind of annoying. But like Lala said, it was going both ways. The guys were hot, the girls were hot. And I'm a fan of fan service. Like, you guys watch Fire Force, right?
I honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I just recently picked up season 1. I think I'm on episode 4 or 5. I think it's 5 now. And when I say it has been a struggle to even get through season 1 so far, like I even like when I was reacting to it on Patreon, because I react to it on Patreon. And I told them, I was like, I don't know if I like this, because I felt as if so much stuff was happening within the first and 5 episodes that I really didn't get much story. I'm a story person. You first kind of grab you with the story, and then everything else will just fall in place for me. And I don't think from episode 1 through 5 the story hasn't clicked or hasn't made sense.
Yeah.
You guys see what I'm saying?
Well, let me tell you something, because I think I was in your shoes. Like, I think I stopped reacting on my channel at around episode 3. But I still liked it. But you know how sometimes you have a show where, like, as soon as it comes out, you're like, I need to watch it. Or you have a show where, depending on your mood or your time, you're like, let me sit down and watch it. So that's what started happening for me for Fire Force. It became more of a, like, chill watch as opposed to a, like, timely watch.
I got you.
So with that being said, I kind of stopped at some point reacting. But later on, I decided I wanted to finish it because I liked the show. And I don't regret it.
Okay.
That's all
I
I
heard
gotta say.
season 2 is a lot.
So I feel
better.
like the story picks up.
Okay.
I just stand it pure for the because the mangaka that did Soul Eater does it too. So that's the only reason I stand it. Plus, I like the story, but that's one of the main reasons I stand it.
Oh.
But bringing it back to objectifying girls, there's one character that a lot of hate that Fire Force gets is because one character, she has this kind of it's called the lucky lecher. It's basically making fun of a trope where girls often they trip and then their clothes fall off or something like that. And it gets a lot of hate. The show gets a lot of hate because of that character, but I actually love it because that's it's just her character, it's just who she is, and it never was used for me in a inappropriate moment. I don't know, it adds so much to the show. So yeah, I was wondering what you guys felt about that, if you felt she gets wrongly objectified or what.
I have a question to add on to that, because I haven't really seen Fire Force, but it's kind of the same question. Like, how do you guys feel about like the ecchi fan service things in anime? Like, it's kind of like
I get so annoyed by it, honestly.
I love it.
Some things I couldn't
I knew Katie's gonna say she likes it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Like, I don't know if any of you guys know, what is it, Gleipnir? How do you say that? Have you guys heard of it? No? Okay, well, anyways.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard a lot of good things.
Yeah, no, but I don't. But
So
yeah,
funny.
sorry.
She's
For
like,
that,
no.
for edgy, I'm just kind of it gets annoying sometimes.
Like, what do you mean by edgy? Because there's a lot of fan service. but-
Itchy.
ecchi.
Sexy.
Oh, etchy.
Edgy, yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
It's basically like a girl could just be walking by and for some reason you show under her skirt and it so has no reason to be there, but it's there. Just
I
You know
thought
what
it had to be
I'm
a purpose, or at least a gag or something.
no, it's just like she could be walking and then they focus on her breast and it's just random shots that do not need to be there, but they're just for just for you to see, and like so annoying. Like she could just be turning and then suddenly it's ridiculous.
I'm a big fan of ecchi, but the only time I don't like it is with loli characters, I guess. And even when if they make the excuse like, okay, but this loli is 1,000 years old, And then I'm like, no, no, she's not. Like, in our world, there aren't little girls that are, 1,000 years old. So it's fine if they have loli characters that are 1,000 years old, but I don't like the itchiness around young characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody
But in general,
Yeah,
if the character is 16 or older, because with anime, even if they're 16, they look 25 sometimes,
Yeah.
as long as they don't look young, as long as, it's very vague. Age is very vague. I'm 27. I often people think I'm like 20 or something. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if the character is a legal age, and I don't know, I like itchy.
Well, like for us, I know in Japan, isn't like the age of consent like 13? Like,
It depends.
I don't know.
I've heard that. I lived in Okinawa for 6 years. And yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I've never heard any of my friends, family members, or any of the sort talk about being with a 13-year-old or anything else. Now,
Right.
I've heard of 17 and 18. You know what I'm saying? But I've never heard anybody kind of like objectify a young girl like that. So I feel as if it might be, for certain reasons it could be, but I don't think it's as big over there as
Like
it
an
is for us to look at. Because I feel like as Americans, we sometimes can blow up certain things from different cultures without totally understanding.
sure.
So
Yes.
like sometimes I do get kind of caught up talking about, okay, like this person's like 10 years older than you, what are you doing? But that's just me, that's my personal opinion. But when you think about the culture that they come from, it's like, well, that's their normal. Not to say I gotta agree with it, but who am I to kind of like speak on something like that? That's not my culture, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I feel like we've talked about it a lot in streams with like some of my patrons, and we've read about it as well. Like 13 may be the technical legal age, but it's just like, so a 15-year-old can date a 13-year-old. That's the normal, but a 25-year-old can date a 17-year-old. Some stuff like that. It's not really like, oh, everyone's dating 13-year-olds, like 20-year-olds. And I think actually in South Africa, if I look at what's going on here, our legal age is it's not the same as Japan, but here young girls are being freaking pumped out, and the worst kind of shit happens here. And I'm like, why is the world looking at Japan? Please, someone look at us, help us.
Oh my.
Honestly.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, South Africa is not the best country. I mean, it's not the worst, but I just see all the drama that Japan gets with these stupid, this is I don't know. I don't, like you said, you lived there for 6 years. You didn't see this in the streets. I actually see this shit. And it's not a rule here, but I see this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's very scary. And that's why I just feel people don't worry so much about Japan. Like, worry about your own country stuff. Every country has stuff.
What you said.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is true. That is very true.
Exactly. I feel like so many people have their strong opinions to throw at other people, when it's like, don't throw stones at a glass house, please. Like, please don't do that. Because you go out to bust some windows in your house too if you want to be for real. So it's like, chill out, stop judging. But I mean, yeah.
Country, and America is not a perfect fucking country. But we judge others constantly, but America, like, especially now, like, it's insane here. Like, I don't even understand what's going on in our country. So it's like,
lost.
It's beyond, like, it's not even normal. Like, it's beyond what's happening right now. Like, the pandemic.
Who of you are from America?
It's me.
I think everybody. Well, she's from Canada, yeah. But Canada seems like they've been handling the pandemic really nicely, so you probably ain't got no problems.
No, but I mean,
let me cross the border. Let me just hop. Give me a suitcase or a box, and I'll UPS me to you.
Nah, it's pretty, like, I mean, of course Canada has its problems too. There's just a way that I guess the people and everyone go about it that is a bit different, but there's the select few, that are problematic. But it's not too bad over here, I have to admit. I mean, I am both an American citizen and, like, from Canada as well. I'm a citizen of both, but, like, I've lived here all my life. And it's been, I've definitely gotten less exposure to certain negatives, you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've always
Which-
said that depending on how this election goes, I'm just gonna go back to Greece and just live with my friend Lydia for a while.
I can say, when I lived in Japan, coming back stateside, I was angry.
Oh yeah.
When I say it was a huge culture shock, because I was there in Okinawa from like the 4th grade. So you gotta think, like, I was in America from like, you know, until then. So I was younger, so I was kind of shielded from a lot because my dad was in the military. And then when you go overseas to Japan, you're kind of in a bubble, to where it's like other military families that are going through the same situation as you, and then you have, you know, access to the rest of the people. And the Japanese people are so nice, and they made sure you were fed, and they made sure, you know, you had everything. Of course, there were some select ones that was kind of suspicious, like the banana lady and stuff that was there, but she was different. But I just feel like coming back to America, the ignorance from people who haven't experienced different, it was too much. It was very overwhelming, and it was sad. I was hot. I was mad. I was
I
very
just
upset.
felt, yeah, it wasn't fun. I went
Which
from living.
state?
Oh.
Sorry.
I went from living in the city in Athens to coming back, where it was like, I don't want to say it was just so different, and then I come back to like my backwoods house, and I'm just like, I don't want to hear all this political mumbo jumbo. Like, it's a lot. I can understand how like you just get mad because you experience it one way and you get used to that, and then you come back. I'm putting air quotations around home, and you kind of are like, oh, you're expecting it. It's like, oh, you know, like you just have so many good up from the last time. You want it to be just as good, and then you get here, and it's an adjustment that not many people make very well.
Yeah, it's totally different. It was a very different experience when you live somewhere that's so safe and so comfortable, and then coming back to America. Like, when I left Japan, I said this yesterday on my stream, and I was coming in back with the regular public school system, and they're like, where are you from? I was like, from Okinawa, Japan. They're like, oh, so you like Chinese food? I just stopped, and I was like, what did you just say? I said, you sound so ignorant. Like, did you just say Chinese food? Yeah, that's what you eat over there. I'm like, no, it's Japanese food. Thank you very much. Like, what?
That's how it is, though. Like, people will just like say things like so ignorantly in America, and it's just like, did you just say that? Like, really?
Yes.
When I look back at life growing up, like just in Utah, like a lot of stuff, like microaggressions, like I put up with growing up, just being like half mixed black and white, you know, crazy. Like, cause I was the darkest one, like in my area, you know.
Aww.
So black, like I always said I'm black, you know, but it's just crazy, like what people will say, and you're just like,
Yeah.
did you just say that? Like, and now thinking, like, when you think back about it, like, you just really just like, wow, like people can be so ignorant. And
For real.
Yeah.
You just have to sit there and be like, wow, so you really built like that. Like you
That's not an American thing, though, guys. It's definitely, it's just people that don't get out of their countries. A lot of people in South Africa are quite ignorant as well. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, definitely, because they don't travel, and they're very protective about their culture, and that's good, but then that means you don't experience other cultures, so you see everything's us and them, you know.
I don't like
so
that
yeah,
mentality.
and they choose to remain ignorant, you know.
That's the worst.
That's
part.
the worst part.
That is
Yeah.
the worst part.
But I'm not. Sorry, I wanted to ask earlier. Which states are you guys from?
I'm in
If
Virginia.
I can ask, you don't know. Virginia.
I'm from Utah, which is like a total Republican state. I don't want to say, not everyone here is racist. And people here in Utah are actually really nice. They're just a little weird.
Well,
Like,
I'm
we
from Canada, so we have provinces. I'm from Quebec.
Different
I
people.
would rather not
We have.
because I'm scared.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. We also have provinces here, so I know what that's. It's always weird to try and explain.
Mhm.
coming from a different country, because people from America are so used to states and stuff, and states are so huge.
Yes.
So then, yeah. But I'm more interested in American politics than South African politics, because here, honestly, it's a mess. So you kind of escape through seeing at least, well, there's drama there too. So let me see what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you watching American politics, you're in it.
But I actually I find it difficult talking to a lot of other people, because because of what it's like in South Africa. I listen to channels like I don't know if you guys know the Hodge twins. They're like
I know the
comedians.
They're the guys with the pretty eyes.
Yeah. I saw them.
Yeah, they've got really cool. They've got such a cool voice as well. I love listening to them because they have these great voices and stuff. So I listen to the Hodge twins, and I listen to I think Brandon Tatum, because a lot of what they discuss, I think, can be applied in South Africa too, because South Africa has a lot of the same issues that America's that's experiencing right now. So it's just nice to listen to people like that and feel like, oh, you guys get it. I wish the people here got it. It's kind of weird.
No, that's...
But bringing it back to anime.
You're so funny.
Way.
I wouldn't, honestly, Katie, since you said the Hodge twins, I would not have expected you to watch them. So that's pleasantly surprising.
Why? Now I'm worried. Why? What's wrong with them?
Oh no, I'm just saying. It's just
Nothing's wrong.
No, there's nothing's wrong with them, but I don't know. I just felt like just. You know how you just like have like impressions of people like, oh, she probably wouldn't be dabbling in that type of stuff, but it's very cool to know that you are dabbling and you're trying to become more self-aware of what's going on, not just where you're from, but from around the world. So that's really cool.
I actually traveled to the US for 3 months when I was I think 20. I just went there for like a work exchange program. So in between my studies, I went there for 3 months during a holiday just to get some work experience. And I actually worked in Texas at a big hotel and convention center. So like I just found it's such a different, like it was a culture shock in a way, but I actually had more connections with, because I was working there, there were people from the Philippines and people from Mexico and Brazil, and so it was a culture shock, not because I was in America, but because everyone was coming together in one place, you know, and I felt like, wow, like when in South Africa, everyone is South African. And then I went there, and there were so many people from all over the world. It was an amazing experience. Yeah. So I'm interested in America. That's what I'm trying to say, because of the short experience I had there, and I think, I've been trying to learn a little bit more, because I don't want to be as ignorant as everyone else here.
That's good. That's really good, Katie.
But not that I'm saying people here are all ignorant. It's just that, like, you guys have this overwhelming experience. I just feel like anyone that doesn't travel or doesn't want to learn, they're going to come across as ignorant.
Correct.
And they out is something.
Yeah. Okay.
I think when I think of ignorant people, I just think of people that aren't willing to learn and aren't willing to change their opinion.
And listen, yeah.
Yes. I don't like, to me it's like, I can have my own opinion on something. And if you have an opinion, I'm willing to listen to you and to see where you're coming from, and then we can have a discussion. What I don't like is if I have my opinion and then you come at me like what I'm saying is just so utterly wrong and hurtful to you, to where instead of you trying to teach me something that I may not know and I may be ignorant about, instead of you trying to help me through my ignorance, you choose to bash me or to belittle me because I don't know. To me, it's like, if I know something from my own experience, and I'm telling you about my experience, I don't need you to say, well, your experience is wrong and your thought is this and that and the third, and you shouldn't be feeling that way because that's not how it is. I'm like, how are you going to tell me how I'm supposed to feel? So it's like, if I'm asking, how you feel, and I'm coming at you like that, how would that make you feel, if you get what I'm saying? So it's like if you're willing to teach, be open to listen. But if not,
and that applies when sharing opinions about anything, even anime. Like, I find that very difficult to talk to people that don't want to just share their opinion. They want to tell you how you should think. They want to tell you, like, they don't share their opinion. They trying to convince you to think their way. Or like you said, they tell you that you're wrong. Like, that gets very, very frustrating when having discussions about anime or manga or anything.
Personally, I really don't have an issue with like having discussions on different opinions. Personally, I think they're fun, kind of like saying your point, someone else saying their point, and whatnot. But it has to be healthy. If you see it going south, it can't be like. Then once the negative energy start coming in, conversation over. Like that's it. Like I'm not talking to you no more. But if it's like going back and forth, y'all are bringing up points, I think it's kind of fun. Like it's chill.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely.
It's just a select few that kind of take it and just blow it out of proportion.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm just having a good time. Like, what are you doing?
I made one comment about, I think it was immigration, and my dad, he never yells, and he went off on me. And I just kind of sat there smirking and kind of just had a very petty look on my face, like, I'm not gonna yell. I'm not gonna yell. I'm not gonna yell. And it was I feel like people who don't want to listen just start speaking louder and louder, and I feel like because they think that gets them to, that means they're right, or it like proves their opinion a little bit more.
It doesn't work.
No, it just makes it worse, because then you have me sitting there who's laughing and not helping the situation.
I feel you. I don't think when I get people who kind of want to start stuff, I'm quick with the block or I'm quick with the delete. I'm not even gonna go back and forth with you because you are not worth my peace. I protect my peace.
Oh my god.
Goodbye.
Oh my goodness. I can talk about hours. I can talk about that for hours. There's one person that was stalking me on Twitter, and I liked one of someone I was following. I liked their reply to something someone else tweeted about Hunter x Hunter, right? And I just liked the reply because I think the comment said something like someone being their favorite character, and so I liked that reply. And then this person tagged me. They saw me, because you can see something someone else liked, right?
Yeah.
So they replied to me, even though it was someone else's tweet that I had just liked. And then they were going off on me how I wasn't allowed to like this opinion or feel this way because I haven't finished Hunter x Hunter. So I don't understand and why this is wrong, like why this character is not objectively the best. Yeah. But I just liked it because I also like this character. And then that person went off on me, and I tried talking to them, and I eventually blocked them. And then they followed me on Twitch, and I was talking to my my subscribers there about it, and just telling them this experience with this person. I didn't even say anything, and they went off on me. And then they started tweeting about me, and I couldn't see it because I had blocked them or muted them or whatever, and they just kept going on and on and on. And at some point, do you guys feel like frustrated with that? Like, you can block someone or mute them, but they can still go off about you, spread lies about you, twisting your words.
Yeah, they made a video about me, so...
A video?
Really?
Damn, some people got time. Some people don't got lives either.
I got very protective of one of the girls that does the Amazon release streams. It's a long story, and I yell, like, I don't get mad or yell very much. It takes a lot to piss me off that far.
Yeah. But
I think Sierra knows this too, knows the backstory to this, but it was like a crazy, complicated and dramatic event that someone made a video of who didn't know anything about it, made a video, and just kind of words were said, and basically,
and then they take it out of context, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So oh wait, what? Sorry.
No, you can continue.
But so I started yelling, and then I blocked them, did my typical note, like I posted a picture of like my notes explaining everything. And then I wake up and I see a video about me and the situation.
And I feel like it's like when people cannot see their own mistakes, then there's no hope. It's just like, okay, they're never gonna admit they were wrong. It's like, whatever. Was this a friendship or not? I guess it wasn't, you know? This is on speaking on Madison's situation, not whole lot. There's a lot of drama. And like it just went beyond, like above and beyond. Like it was just like it wasn't about your opinion, it was about just doing something to hurt another person almost, and to belittle them.
That's sad.
Belittle.
Yeah, and that video is the reason I had to hide all of my videos.
I don't think people understand how that can affect people. We're in a terrible time right now dealing with the pandemic, and so many outlets that some people may would like to go out and do has been cut short because of restrictions and stuff. So when people are doing these things, it can affect somebody's mental health a lot because they're stuck indoors. They're seeing the same four walls. They're doing the same thing over and over again. People need to be very mindful on how they talk to people and the energy that they're giving people, because they don't know how a said person is feeling on that particular day. Like, I really do not like that. You always have to protect energy.
And the problem is they forget that we're one person exposing ourselves to the world, exposing our opinions and exposing, who we are. And then there are thousands of people that we deal with every week. So they always think that, they have the right to say this or that in that way, and I should just choose to not be offended. But you don't know how manyth comment that is at the end of the week. And then if that one makes you snap, then suddenly your weakest moment is your defining moment, and then they use that to frame your whole personality for the. It's very difficult.
I can understand. I think I just don't. If I see something, I don't even try to entertain it, because one thing, I got a lot going on my side already. I'm trying to maintain my channel, my Patreon. I got my kids and my husband, a whole household to freaking worry about. I don't have time to go back and forth.
Yeah.
You ain't feeding me. You already know the other F I'm about to say. You ain't effing me. So you ain't financing me for real. So I don't have no time or no energy for you. I'm sorry. No. If you're going to be negative, and do that by yourself.
There's the door. That's good to hear. I like hearing that, because I always felt like I didn't want to block, or I didn't want to delete a comment or something, even if they're being rude, even if they're not, trying to talk it out and they just want to. Because I felt like, what if this person, maybe we can talk it out. Maybe eventually they'll change their mind. But honestly, 9 out of 10 people don't want to have a discussion. They just kind of want to vent and use us as, sometimes it's better to just block.
Negative comments, like, too seriously, because a lot of times they might have their own issues they're dealing with, and it's just like, if you're not mad about it, get on your own YouTube and maybe start your own, if you hate this.
Exactly. You got time. You in the house. You better start your YouTube channel right now. Go ahead.
But I don't get mad at negative comments. I really will try to find the positive and be like, okay, maybe they're just trying to say I did this shitty, maybe I shitty.
But there's certain ways that people can come about that, though. There's constructive criticism, to where you can say, okay, this person is trying to look out for me. You know what I'm saying? I can fucks with that. And then there's some people just want to be mean and just try to drag you. You can read in between the lines, so you can kind of, there are certain times where you can be like, okay, I don't know if this is going left or right, so maybe I'm just gonna leave it here, and if they decide to discuss it further, then I can make my opinion on if I need to block you or we can be cool. Like,
exactly.
Other than that, if you come off negative, boop, bye. Like, that's how I am. I don't
At this point, I've made a list. There's a Google Doc that me and my mod share. If I block someone, 9 out of 10 times, I will screenshot whatever comment got them blocked. I will add it to the document. That if they block someone, they'll need to add it to the document. There has to be a reason or something, because so often people end up making different Twitter accounts or another account, and they just come back and they keep harassing you, and then they try and blame it on you. Like, you don't want to hear my opinion, you just keep blocking me. And I'm like, no, excuse me, I can reference exactly our interactions. This is the reason you got blocked. So at this point, that's what I've been trying to do.
Because I wouldn't even care. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want you here. That's all
Some
you
people,
need to know.
some people try to blow it over. Like they'll say something a certain way that's clearly not cool. Like don't even play, and then you'll respond. Like me, I'll like respond maybe once, and then if I see your head is not going anywhere, I'm bye. But for the most part, when they say something and then after you call them out, sometimes they'll try to switch up after. You know what I'm saying?
Flip flop.
But then after, if I see that you are kind of like fixing yourself up, I'll be like, okay, good job.
Yeah.
That's cool that you have receipts though, Katie. That's really good. I don't even go that far to be honest, but for you to be like, here, this is what you did. Bow. Look what you did. That's really good.
There's receipts.
Yeah.
But since you brought up having a husband, having kids to take care of, I was curious about how you guys got started doing YouTube in the first place, and is it your main thing, or is it like a hobby thing?
Well, okay, so I've always been into anime since I lived over there. It's kind of like everywhere. We had Sega World, we had Dragon Palace, and all that kind of stuff, like right literally across the street from each other. So that's where, by the seawall, that's where all the kids will kind of like congregate and stuff. So games and being a part of the culture is just how it was. I mean, there's some people that were over there that really didn't get into it. They kind of were like at the seawall just chilling and stuff. But there's some like me who were in there playing games and all that kind of mess. So, I mean, that started. But as I moved stateside, of course, there weren't very many like-minded people like me that kind of got into it. So it was like I was always the oddball out. The most that people probably knew were probably Dragon Ball or Inuyasha, and that's on occasion if they even knew about Inuyasha. Bleach maybe. So I mean that was probably the most anime interaction that I would get from people. So, and if I did talk about it, like, oh, you childish, like you watch cartoons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not a cartoon. Thank you very much. It's anime and it has really good life lessons. Maybe you should watch it. Like that's how I would feel. So I kind of like go into my own little bubble, and it was kind of like I needed an outlet. And even my husband, like he accepted me for, you know, my love of anime, so I would just watch it around him. And at times I would get kind of loud. I'm a loud person. I'm very animated. I talk with my hands a lot, or my expressions tell exactly what I'm feeling, even though sometimes I don't know my expressions is telling how I'm feeling. So I think I was watching Dragon Ball Super, and then it was one of the fights, and he was like, Alana, you should just make a reaction channel. Because I was like loud. And then I'm like, why? I was like, really? And then he was like, yes, because you're so freaking animated. He was like, just watching you makes me want to look to see what's going on. He was like, so if I feel that way, he said, there's probably other people that feel that way. And then he was like, and then that can be an outlet for you to kind of like talk to like-minded people. That's why I like doing these types of things, because I don't have nobody to really sit down and talk to you guys. So for me to sit down and be able to talk to, you know, other anime lovers who like the same things that I do, and I don't feel like I'm being childish or anything, and you guys can kind of like vibe with me. Yeah, this is a reason why I do these things, because I'm just talking to myself sometimes. Like, oh, you see that? Yeah, I saw it. Like, you know what I mean?
I get it. But yeah, I mean, same for me, I guess. You know, same thing. It's like for me, it started with Yuri on Ice, because I go crazy over these things.
Yes.
So that's where it started for me. And what happened is there was just that one scene that like was very climatic, and I just kind of went crazy. I just was like, oh my God, I threw myself on the floor. I was going nuts. And so with that being said, I was like, I'm so lonely. Like, you know, I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, like, I want to enjoy it with people.
Right.
And so I just suddenly decided, you know what? Why not? Completely, strictly for fun. I was just like, I'm gonna just post reaction videos, because I also feel like I'm also very like expressive, and sometimes when I'm rewatching my reactions, I'm like, Lara, what the hell? Like, when did you do that? When did that come from? You know?
Yeah,
so
that happens a lot.
I decided, I'm like, I guess I can have some fun with some people.
Yeah.
So there's nothing do you do only YouTube, or do you have something like
a job?
job.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to work at one of the Navy exchanges as a makeup artist. But then I have 5 boys, you guys. I have 5 boys.
What?
And-
That's insane.
And my husband is in the Navy, so he goes in and out to sea a lot. And he has deployments that sometimes takes him from 7 to 9 months just away from us. And I honestly, I couldn't do schoolwork with all of them. Go to work, maintain my channel, and then do sports, because I coach soccer too. So it's like something had to give. So especially when they're in school and I was trying to work, it's like my youngest baby, he's 5, but at the time he was like 3 or 2-ish. So I had to drive him to my mom's right as soon as the boys got on the bus, drive him to my mom's, go to work, then have to come back home by 2:30ish to come get my youngest son, then come home to beat them from off the bus. You know what I mean? Because of course they're young, they can't just come home by themselves. It was just way too much, so that had to give.
Honestly, with 5 kids, I don't even know how you have time to manage your channel.
They're really good. When I say I have really good kids, I couldn't be more happier than the kids that I got. God bless me so much. Like Jacob, I don't know if you guys seen like my old like One Piece reactions. Like he's in most of them because he was so attached to me. Like he would literally sit on my lap as I'm watching, and he would react to it as I'm reacting to it. So, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I do my best. I try to just fill other people's cups, but be able to fill my own.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, I have he's like gonna be 2 like literally next week. And with me, like I do have a part-time job, and which is I only work like maybe 5 hours every day. But still, like when I go to my YouTube, that's like nighttime from like 9 o'clock to maybe 1 in the morning. That's when I like focus on myself and do things. That's the only time I really get to do it. And so like right now my mom's watching baby right now. Like
it's hard.
Like it's hard to like find the balance. I hope one day I'll like be able to my goal now, like this was not my goal like when I first started YouTube, but my goal now is to at least do like a part-time YouTube, you know, and then just focus on that, because I would just love to be able to do what I love, talk about anime, just sit here and chill with you guys, and and you know, also be with my kids. I do love spending, and this I have 1 little boy, so like 5, like that's I like applaud how hard it is. It's hard. Like little boys are crazy, but
they're wild.
I love little boys. Like they're so precious. Like I would not trade anything. Like
no, they are my little protectors for sure. Like Jacob and my oldest, and then my middle one. When I say I can ask them for anything, or I say I'm just laying in the bed, Mom, you need some water? Mom, are you hungry? Mom, are you okay? Are you cold?
That is cool.
Or if I wake up, he's like, "You're the best mom ever," and he'll just like, hold my face, and I'm like, "You're so nice to me."
You looking for someone to adopt?
Like.
I got you. I love all kids, man. I'm like, when it comes to children, I'm like burst away from them. Like my mominess comes out really quickly.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's the thing too with like the negativity. It's like when you say you don't have time for it, because like you really don't, especially with kids.
You
like,
really don't.
I really don't. I really do.
That's
not.
Good.
I be trying my best, because I become like behind. Like I try to keep up current on Patreon, at least pull out my reactions every week, to my best potential. But YouTube really kind of gets like the blunt of it, because it takes a long time to actually sit down,
edit,
and then chop it to where it's okay for the sake of not getting copyrighted. That takes a lot of work. So.
There's a lot going on
Madison
that people don't know about, for sure.
Have you guys had any problems with the copyright system?
In the beginning, for sure.
Yeah.
Advising me, which I don't.
Then you get the hang of it.
I don't get a strike, they can take my monetization. Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, about
same.
that, like y'all, I don't monetize any of my reactions.
I can't.
Not one.
Wow. Okay,
I'm
what is your
sorry.
reasoning for that?
Well, cause I'm a very cautious person. Like I'm someone that if I can avoid something, I will.
Okay,
Period.
I got it.
You know
I
what I'm
respect
saying?
it. Yeah.
And so, for some reason, I've thought about it though. I've thought about it sometimes. I'm like, yo, I mean, like everyone does it, right?
Yeah.
Like I could just do it too. It's just it just kind of worries me. Like if something could really clap back, you know what I mean? Like
I got
repercussion.
you. I mean, I can
That
respect that.
concerns me. So I'm just like, let me just not. But I just haven't. But
Don't
like,
rock the boat if I don't have to.
but do you guys have any problems with like let's say copyrights that happen to monetized videos?
Yeah, they just take the
No.
monetization from it.
That's it,
Yeah,
huh?
most of it.
Yeah, like, or there's some companies that take half the. There are some studios that only take half of it, so you get half, and then they get half.
I see. Okay.
Because it is your time. You gotta kind of be in a
I
business
know.
sense.
I thought
That
about
is
it.
your
Like,
time that you're putting
I'm
into
telling
it.
you, I totally agree. That's why I've put some thought into it, and I'm like, yeah, well, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you post it onto YouTube, you can't. Well, the worst they can do is take your video off. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you can earn something from it, like I usually leave my monetization on, and with One Piece at the start, they would claim the videos, and then every couple of months they'd go on like a blocking spree, and then the videos get blocked. So I don't know. I just leave it, let it just roll, and see where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't even earn, like, YouTube is definitely not my main source of income.
Not at all.
I think on average I earn like per month from all the videos that I post, $250 to $350. You know, which is not, you can't live off of that.
Definitely
Right.
not.
No.
So it's like you have to look at it that way. I'm with you on that one, Katie. It's YouTube. You have to be. I think with YouTube, life on YouTube, you really have to be consistent, and you really have to kind of like grind. If you get what I'm saying, if you're trying to make
if you
it
wanna,
to like
your main source.
Exactly, because it is. And I feel like even now, YouTube has kind of just blew up to where it's a very high saturation of everything, and you have to do something really extravagant to kind of.
I actually prefer things staying smaller. When my channel was getting close to 100,000 subscribers, I was getting worried. I was like, no,
Really?
stay around. Yeah, because I heard that if you get 100,000 subscribers, apparently you get like a community manager or something.
Right.
And I didn't really want someone picking around in my stuff, but it didn't happen though. Didn't get a community manager. I'm sure it's only for like, probably especially during COVID, they don't have a lot of people, you know, to stick their fingers in everywhere. And I didn't want that. I like keeping my community small. And that's why I love Patreon. And especially my Discord, because only patrons get access to the Discord, because I want to be able to talk to everyone. And if your channel grows to the kind of size that you can actually make an income from YouTube, I don't feel like I'd have the time to talk to people anymore, and that would be a problem for me.
Oh, okay.
So I like keeping it small. I don't know.
No, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, let's turn this back to anime, because we were talking about a lot of life and deep
Us
stuff.
girls get serious. Us girls get
These
serious.
girls are very like in tuned. I bet you they are. But yeah, off the top, what is your favorite anime? Starting with
Oh my God.
Laura.
I can't even answer that question. I hate
It's
that
hard for me
question.
too.
It's not possible. I don't have an answer. I'm sorry, Skip. I can't.
Okay.
I think that's a problem with me though. I like so much of so many things, and I'm not very picky. Like even if something isn't super great, I'll love what it has to offer.
That's me.
So
kinda
it's
good
like
yeah.
I can't. Like someone might be like, "Oh, this was so bad," and I'm like, "But no, it was like, you know." So it's hard. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
High five. I'm the same way. I don't choose.
I cannot.
I can give you like a top 3 or a top 5 easily, because they're all number 1 for different reasons. So I just say, okay, this is my top 5 in no particular order. That's the easiest way to answer the question I found.
Okay. Well, do your top 3.
I just have to.
My top 3 would be Demon Slayer,
Ooh, I love
Fruits
it.
Basket, and One Piece.
Gotcha.
Off the top of my head.
Okay, what out of those three has the best story in your opinion?
Oh god, it depends though. You see, that's so difficult because
They're so different.
Fruits Basket has the best romance, and like there are times I don't know, you know how you said you were falling on the floor? I was running around the room, I was throwing water bottles, I was screaming.
It's like that.
It's just, and it has the most amazing romance in it, like, and it's not even just between two characters, it's just like the feelings with the people.
I think it's so underrated. I think it's so underrated.
I haven't seen it.
One Piece is the best adventure.
Fruits Basket was my first like manga I actually like read to the end.
Oh my god, no spoilers.
Dropping.
I need to read the manga eventually. But One Piece has the best adventure. Like there's nothing more fun and adventurous than One Piece that I've ever watched. And then Demon Slayer just has, in terms of, it has a lovely story, it has lovely characters, but the anime itself, just the music, the visuals, it just takes me on a whole trip. So they're all like number one for various reasons.
Yeah.
My top two would be Yuri on Ice. Mostly, like, when I was watching it, the time in my life I was watching it, it really helped, and I identified really much with Yuri, just in terms of anxiety. And I could rewatch that like all day, every day. And then my gateway anime and manga was Soul Eater, so I'll say Soul Eater just because nostalgia.
Okay. See, I don't read much manga, so I've been reading a lot of webtoons. For sure.
Oh gosh, I love webtoons.
Yes, I love. Have you started reading any webtoons, Katie?
I haven't. I only just almost finished watching Tower of God, and depending on how I enjoy that, I might pick it up.
Like it doesn't have to be like Tower of God or anything. Like I recently, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and I'm getting more like sensitive about certain things. Like I've been into like the romantic webtoons. So I just love the freaking vibe of those, because when you're reading it on webtoon, it's all in color, and sometimes different chapters have music playing, so it really like absorbs you.
That's cool.
It's very cool, and it's like I was on the bed and I was just reading it, and the music. I'm sorry. I like to like when I'm watching something, I like it to like stimulate all my senses if I can. So I had like full blast. So as I'm reading it, like it just. The mood was set, and my husband's like on his computer as he's playing League of Legends. He's just looking like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm reading." Like, leave me alone. I'm in my zone. So it literally takes you away. Like it just like literally puts you into the story, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. So you should definitely try it. It doesn't have to be like a well-known anime or anything like that, but there's a lot of good selection over there on webtoon, and the app is free, so that's another thing.
I have the Shonen Jump app, so I read manga on there a little bit.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of what I like doing is I like if an anime really captures me, then once it finishes I'll read the manga from the start. Because I feel like the manga always expands on the story. I've been reading a lot of manga, but I've never actually tried webtoons, so I'll definitely in the future eventually
let me know
when I have some
like
time. Yeah, I will. Right now I'm trying to fit into my schedule where I can do Berserk manga read-alongs, because the Berserk anime I watched the old version, the 1997, I don't know which year, but the first one. And it was very good, and I don't think I'll ever finish the story, so I definitely want to do manga read-alongs for that.
Okay.
So everyone else's top three?
Who else didn't tell the top three? Did you not tell us yours, Sierra?
About the
top three.
Top three anime.
Oh, One Piece is just my top one. Like, it's One Piece. One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, and then for third, I don't know. One Piece, like, it really came in time in my life where I needed, like, I was going through a lot of issues and problems, and it just really, like, gave me something to look forward to like, dream. Like, I don't even know, like, One Piece really just, like, was that series for me. So no matter what One Piece does, if it's good, bad, has its moments, it will always so precious to me. Like, so it's One Piece is my favorite, like beyond anything else.
Yeah.
My
For me,
life.
for me, that's Naruto. Like for the vibe she was saying, that's Naruto for me.
It is.
'Cause I know there was a lot of ups and downs for some people in that one, and like I get it at times, but like that it's the same thing for me. It's one of like those earlier, bigger series that just really were like felt like home. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So, name one overhyped anime that has come out recently that you guys just didn't care for as other people may have liked.
As I mentioned
The
earlier, I
recent
think it was
ones.
Gleipnir. I just
Which one?
a lot Gleipnir. A lot of
I never
people
heard of
wanted.
that one.
A lot of people asked me to react to it, but I was like, I watched some of it and it's
What is it about? Like, what is it? The genre?
Wait. So I have to go. I'm sorry.
You're fine, Sierra. Thank you for
Oh.
coming.
Yes, thank you for having me. I love you guys. It's been so fun. I wish I could stay longer, but I literally have to go take my son to get a cut soon.
Okay, have fun.
It needs to be done. So
okay, no problem.
it's been great talking to you guys, and I hope I can do this again sometimes and
Yeah.
longer because this is. I love it. But yes, thank you for having me. I don't know how to like. But yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Alrighty, guys. I might have to. I guess this is fine. Crop it, but it'll be okay. But yeah, we're talking about the
Gleipnir.
overhyped. So she was
Oh,
like, what's the genre?
Shit. I mean, the genre kind of has some gore, kind of like action,
But it wasn't
like high school. But like, it's cause I don't know. But basically, like, there was the whole concept is basically like, there's this alien that had come. Well, I guess you can call him an alien. He's an alien that had come to Earth, and what happened is their, how should I say, their craft, their plane, aircraft, whatever, kind of crashed, and all his friends kind of like died or whatever. And what happened is like a bunch of coins kind of got spread out in a certain area. And what happened is the alien, what he did was he offered like powers to each of the people that had a coin, and gave him back the coin. It's really complicated to kind of explain. Yeah, it's really complicated to explain. And then anyway, so it's basically the mission of gathering all these coins in order to have like, to ask for a wish in return. And I don't know if
the story just missed you though. Like
there was, like we mentioned earlier, there was the ecchi that I was just not feeling.
ah,
But there was that I was just not feeling it. But I don't know. I felt like it was overhyped. Like
because I didn't. Nobody even recommended that on my side.
So maybe I'm just completely in another world right now. Like, I'm serious. Maybe, I don't know. But like, I noticed a lot of people asked me for that one. So yeah.
I know people on my Discord talked about it, but they mostly praised it. So I don't know. But
You
I
know
haven't
what I'm
watched it
saying?
myself.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just didn't feel it that much.
oh wow.
But it might be the itchy. Oftentimes, if a show has one strong theme that you just don't vibe with, then gonna.
Well, no, I did like a lot of other things that were going on, but it just didn't feel like enough to really have me like, oh, let me go to the next one. Let me go to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And there's so much good shit out there that you don't often want to keep watching something that's like,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
You want
exactly.
to focus on.
Yes.
I've got two. And I'll get killed.
Which
for
two?
it. Just anime or anime and manga?
It doesn't. Well, I don't read manga, so I probably wouldn't know if you're referring to anything in particular. But you can just name it. Probably people in chat will probably know what it is.
Okay. Yeah, so Black Clover. I know, I can like feel it. But just, I like it. I just can't. It's not how I kind of define an overhyped anime is if I get so excited and my adrenaline keeps pumping per new chapter or like new episode. I just can't get excited with it. Plus, it's kind of just, to me, like I love it and I love following it, but it's just kind of a combination of different types of specific things from different other anime and mangas.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, okay, I can't. The second one is The Promised Neverland.
I mean, you mentioned that earlier.
And I speak from someone who was like the first person to do a Promised Neverland chapter live reaction. Like, I followed it for years. Like, I loved it. And I recommended it to everybody. And it's great up until a specific point where it kind of just, to me personally, it kind of just went downhill. And I couldn't, so I'm going to get so much hate.
To a point. I was reacting to it on my channel, and I was actually enjoying it, but at that time I didn't have as many mods, so I think I only had my mod Paul. I call him my Paul. And literally every time I would freaking post a Black Clover, why are you watching this crap? This crap sucks, or don't waste your time doing this. Do more One Piece. So it's like, to be honest, like I was very small at that time when I was doing it. So I was like, well, if I don't want to put out content right now, and I'm going to keep getting these comments, so I kind of like put it on the back burner. And just started continuously focusing on things that people wanted to see, because I was so sick and tired of seeing why you watch this trash.
It sucks how people can spoil your experience of a show, and then other people want to tell you, but you must be very weak-willed if you let someone ruin your experience. But I want to tell those people, you try making a YouTube channel and have like hundreds of people commenting the same kind of like that negative energy. Like, obviously it can ruin your experience.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think it ruined my experience. I just didn't put that experience on YouTube, because I don't want them to ruin my experience. I was like, I'm protecting my peace.
Yeah,
so it's like,
exactly.
That's why you had to stop, because otherwise they might end up ruining it for you.
Yep, agreed. Oh, somebody asked me, how do you feel about Boa Hancock? Somebody keeps saying that.
Oh, yeah, that's because I think before I got cut off, we were talking about shows that you might not like, even though a lot of other people like it, and I don't know, but I was about to bring up Boa. Remember when we were talking and I was asking? Yeah, I was about to bring it up because I think we were talking about something along those lines, and yeah, I've recently reached that arc, and it was the same experience that I had with Nami, for example. At the start of the show, she's introduced as, you know, kind of like, she's not into the cruise. She's more like, she says, yeah, I'll join for now. And then the next thing you know, she steals their ship. So obviously as a viewer, you're like, what the fuck? Why? Who are you? Why are you doing this? And you can feel like feeling mad at the character for doing that is just, I would say is justified, because that's what their actions show. You know, they did something bad.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people that, you know, are caught up with the show was defending Nami because I don't know her backstory yet. But obviously, like, that's not fair to me, because my experience is on where I am currently, not what happens later.
Yes.
So, anyway, Boa was introduced. I had the same experience with Boa, where she's introduced in this she's introduced as a bitch. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. She freaking kicks a cat. She says she can get away with anything because she's pretty. Like, what the hell kind of attitude is that? Like, obviously, I'm not gonna like a person like that. I'm exactly like you. When you talked about earlier, right is right and wrong is wrong. Obviously, later, it kind of becomes a running gag where she kicks all cute little animals, and then you can see like, okay, well, now it's just a running gag. But in the beginning, she's introduced as a bitch, and I didn't like her.
Exactly.
And people were like jumping to her defense and like telling me like I shouldn't see it this way, I should see it this way, and I just felt like, just like, let me have my experience. This is my first time watching. Please don't let because their opinions are their opinions because they've watched further, you know? Right. But in that moment, I feel like the story introduces them her as not a great person, and it's okay for us to feel that way. But I wanted to know, when you guys, since you've all passed that part, how did you guys feel about her as a character?
She does grow on you, but I was just like you at that point when I saw her kick that cat. I was like, oh my gosh, she kicked the cat! Like, she literally kicked this animal and thought she's okay because she's beautiful.
I have 5 cats.
Oh, you?
I have 5 cats. You have 5 boys. My cats are. I'm probably not gonna have kids. I have 5 cats that I love.
Mm-hmm.
So in that moment, damn.
You probably think like, oh no, she didn't. Like, did she just really kick my fur baby or something? Because you take it to like a personal aspect. It's like, this girl just kicked a living animal. I mean, of course it's anime, but still, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, she is mean. And then the reasoning behind it was not even good. Because beautiful.
Like there's gonna be a good reason for kicking a cat.
And it's not a good reason, but it's like
so ridiculous for you to get hate for something like that when I'm sure the authors, that was like the initial intention.
Exactly.
Like they obviously made her appear like not likable.
Unlikable. Yeah. So it's weird that people would take offense.
Yeah, do you think some people just target you based on how they know, like how they perceived you? Because I feel like some people, once they get a gist of a person's personality, they know what to say to rile them up. Do you think that maybe people come at you because they like riling you up for certain things?
I think it's because I'm a very, like I said, I'm vocal. Yeah. And I talk like I pause in between the episodes so that I can talk about something, because if I don't pause and talk about it, it's going to be stuck in my head and then I'm not going to pay attention. So I pause to talk about things, and I think I attract that same kind of energy, people that want to talk about it. But the problem is, for a newcomer that's watching something for the first time, you can't expect, to talk to me on the same level, because you're coming from your experience as a person that's been watching One Piece for 10 years.
Correct.
So it's difficult sometimes for people like that to actually have a good conversation, especially when you're passionate about something. But like one thing that someone brought up, and I'd like to hear your opinion on it, was that the only reason I got upset was because she kicked a cute cat, and it's because the cat is cute. And I'm like, no, if she kicked an ugly old man out of the way, I would also be offended. That's because stupid. It's a bitchy thing to do, and that's her character. But now people were defending her as if like, well, if she just stepped on some grass, you wouldn't care. Well, yeah, because grass is not
even the same.
What kind of
thing?
Man, you're arguing with a 5-year-old. Like, I don't.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it feels like, for sure. And I don't know if you guys have ever gotten this, but sometimes when someone's sharing their opinion, you actually agree. You actually have the same opinion, but they're trying to like, I don't even know how to explain this. They're talking, and you, in the end, you actually both agree on the same thing, but it's like something they just want to fansplain to you. Do you guys know what fansplaining is? Do you know what mansplaining is?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So because they've been fans for like a really long time, they kind of, like when they talk to you, we talked about this earlier with opinions. Instead of just sharing their opinion, they kind of talk down to you, or like, you don't get it yet because you're not where I am, so you'll see later. Like, do you guys ever deal with that?
Mm-hmm.
Really? I'm telling you, when I say I keep into my bubble, I be keeping to my bubble. I'll try to have conversations with everybody, but sometimes I don't even do it. I'm kind of bad on that.
How involved do you think you are with your community?
Well, I mean, I could do better, I know for sure, but I think when it came
you have 5 kids, so don't feel bad about not.
I do think I should do a lot better. So whenever I have time to sit down and go through my comments, then I will do it. On Patreon, I am a little bit more, if they're like a Discord member, I do be in my Discord. I do talk to everybody in my Discord as much as possible. I think if you're in my Discord, you talk to me about every day or every other day. But as for YouTube, I don't know if I'm not really, I don't know. I feel like the energy for YouTube isn't.
But I mean,
comments.
you
I don't do
already
that.
have your Discord, your Patreon, so I understand focusing your energy where it makes the biggest difference. You know.
It makes me feel good doing it because sometimes I
Yeah.
get a lot of positivity, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
blessed for that. But it's like when I'm on my Patreon, I feel like in my Discord and stuff like that, I feel love. You just feel genuine love. I feel
Mm. Yeah.
love. And sometimes it's like a hit or miss when it comes to YouTube, if you get what I'm saying.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt. I've got to go.
Oh, go ahead.
Dad's having some health issues, so. But thank you guys for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you. I'll follow you on. I think I already followed you on Twitter, so I'll keep up with your posts and stuff.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys.
Bye.
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 All right, what were we talking about again? I get so distracted and I be having mom brain.
That's fine. We were just talking about comments and positivity in your community.
Yeah, sometimes
That's
I
good.
do need to do more on YouTube because I do love everybody on YouTube as well. It's just I'd rather just focus all my love with those who I feel as if got me.
Closest to you, yeah. I have a question that I wrote down because you told us about having questions and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's one thing that I wanted to ask, like, what are some of your favorite characters from various anime? Like, the anime doesn't even have to be one of your favorites, but is there any characters that you personally resonate with, or?
That's a good one.
I love, I know I have, believe it or not, I actually have two favorites for some reason, characters. I think my favorite male character is probably Itachi from Naruto.
Ooh, good one.
And my favorite female character, I don't even know if she's still my favorite, but there's something about her. It's Yoruichi from Bleach.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
love her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
she's a good
why,
pick.
but it's just she just rubs off on me, and I'm just she's just my favorite.
She's
girl.
amazing.
She's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's what I could think of right now.
I mean, I love Vegeta. Vegeta's my favorite character.
Really?
love me some
I didn't watch a lot of Dragon Ball, but I know him.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on Sailor Moon, and then I grew up on Dragon Ball. I watched those two when I was in elementary school, right before I left for Japan. So it was third grade, second grade-ish. I would come home from school and I'll sit on. I had to watch Dragon Ball because it came on before Sailor Moon. So I was I would just sit there and watch Dragon Ball. I was I like this dude. I just feel he, even though Goku shitted on him all the time, I just felt he never gave up and he persevered as best as he could. So he never stopped. So it's I like that energy, Vegeta. Even though you're supposed to be the prince of all Saiyans and you're this, that, and the third, you don't give up and you're willing to work for what you want. So I resonated with Vegeta. Vegeta's my dude. And then my favorite character in One Piece is, of course, Zoro. I just love him.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there was
I see you getting off.
really early in One Piece. There's that episode where he uses the Shishi Son Son for the first time. I think that was the moment where he really was cemented as one of my favorite characters in all of anime. I think I did research for a whole day just about that episode and kind of because there's a lot of how do you say, spirituality behind that episode and behind Zoro's character and the beliefs that he has and stuff. So I remember researching for the whole day, and my review for that episode ended up being an hour long, just talking about this. It was amazing. I love him too.
I think there's so much. I think when people kind of are on Twitter, they always have this battle between him and Sanji, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it because Zoro's this and the third, and I love me some Zoro, but there are some stuff that could be better when it comes to him, and Sanji's this and he's that and the third. Don't compare. I feel you have to kind of accept the characters for who they are. They're not supposed to go back and forth. I feel you're just causing this to be toxic just to be toxic.
Yeah.
Zoro is filling the hole he needs to fill, and Sanji's filling the hole he needs to fill.
Yeah.
Together we get awesomeness.
I do love Zoro more than I love Sanji. For sure. I feel as if Zoro is just... Oh, here's one, Katie. On you too, Lara. Who do you think is first mate, in your opinion?
Oh, Zoro, easy.
Yeah.
There's no contest.
Some people
Is
say
what though?
the first mate, so it's like Luffy's the captain, and the next one.
Oh yes, Zoro.
Obviously,
so
that's
too.
the only argument, though.
Yeah, of
I
course.
think so,
It's not even a
too.
question.
I'm like,
Sanji is great, and he has great moments, but like first mate, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a shame. Zoro
Oh
is the
my
first mate.
God, yes,
hands
totally.
down, like his whole demeanor is just kind of like a man. Like I can take
Yeah.
the reins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Sanji, I'm too worried about him leaving us and chasing after some girl that he thinks is cute. Like that's what
Yeah.
I'm worried about.
No, for sure.
Zoro's loyal. He probably
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
little messed up attitude about certain things. He's nonchalant, but even like even though he seems like he's nonchalant, I think it was when we first was introduced to him and the little girl had gave him the onigiri rice ball, and like even though he was kind of like you would think he was trying to be a shove off, like go away, he actually ate the onigiri, the dirty onigiri that the little girl gave him.
Yeah, that
So
was
it's like,
stepped on.
yeah, I just feel like even though he doesn't kind of express his softer side, you see it though. It's shown still.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, Sanji has a soft side, but I don't think him, even after knowing everything I know now, I still feel as if Zoro is Boo Daddy.
Yes,
Boom.
indeed.
I have to admit, like, in terms of loyalty, I think the whole Straw Hat crew obviously is they'll be very loyal to each other. I don't see any of them leaving anytime soon. Like, they all have their own individual dreams, but they're together. They're gonna make it happen together. I feel like that's a very strong. That loyalty is always there, but to me, it's Zoro is just he's been with Luffy since the very beginning. There was that whole speech during, I think it was after Water 7, where Zoro just kind of, when Luffy wasn't there, he takes command of the situation and he says, I don't know, it's maybe I'm biased, but for me it's a very obvious decision who's first mate.
Yeah, it's so obvious. It is so obvious.
I do want to just give credit for Sanji. He is super cool. He has awesome fighting style, but his personality, it's I don't get the comedy behind. He's often used for comedy, and I think that's why he doesn't. Yeah.
So okay, so Sanji, how would you place him in Straw Hats? Like, rating your most favorite to your least favorite. Where would you just name them all? Basically, just name your top Straw Hats to. Starting with Katie, because I know she's only at Amazon Lily. So
it's very difficult for me to put them in an order straight down. Like sometimes there's two where I'm just like, oh, I really can't choose between these two. But I'll try and give a list. I actually have a list that I keep up to date because sometimes it changes from episode to episode or arc to arc, I'd rather say. But if I remember correctly, it's definitely Zoro first, then Luffy, then Usopp very close after Luffy. At one point, Usopp was above Luffy. I love him so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love him. He just from the very start, I think, I value comedy. As much as I love Zoro, and he's not often used for comedy, I love comedy, and also he's also a relatable character. So you know, the rest of them are crazy strong and stuff. Usopp is the one that's actually trying. I
think he's more realistic when you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
More relatable, like you
said. So those three would be my top three. Zoro far first, then Luffy, then very close after Luffy, Usopp. Then Vivi is my favorite girl, but she's not part of the main.
Well, she's like an honorary Straw Hat, so you can place her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would say Vivi, then Nami. I recently met Brooke and Frankie. They haven't been there for so long, but I think they're hilarious. And it's so difficult to rate the rest because they're also great in different ways. But if I had to... Okay, let's try again. Zoro, Luffy, Usopp, Vivi, Nami.
What about Robin?
Oh, God. Robin, yes. Robin and Chopper are very close,
Okay.
and then Frankie and Brooke are just below them, but they're all very close.
Oh my gosh, Brooke is
then-
my last favorite too, and I get so much.
No, Sanji is my last favorite.
Oh really?
Oh
Yeah, Sanji would be my...
The like between Zoro and Sanji, it's like that. Okay.
I don't have anything against him, and I like honestly to even say Brooke is second to last. That doesn't sound right to me because how can he be second to last? But he's just the newest one, so I know him the least. But
I feel
Sanji,
you.
I've just had, I can't. I love him, but then I can't.
Just me
good.
hearing you say this, I just cannot wait to see you go further, and then you're gonna see some. I just can't wait to see how if you're going to still feel the same or feel differently.
Right.
I would love to have you back when you get to a certain point, just to talk about Sanji, Katie.
Yeah.
I would
for
love
sure.
it.
Okay. And you guys, what's your list?
Okay, so I think we can all agree on Zoro probably.
Yes, daddy.
I think we can all agree on that. Like he's first. Then I would also have Luffy. I think after Luffy, believe it or not, I would have Sanji.
Okay.
Then after Sanji, I would have probably Robin.
Okay.
Who else?
So you like
Nami.
Robin more than Nami?
Hell
right?
yeah.
do,
Oh
I
my
do.
god. I like you. I don't
There's
like
something about her. She's chill. Like she seems
She's
chill.
far from chill. I feel as if she
Who?
does. I don't like how she.
Robin.
No, Robin's chill. I think she's like
Robin's
Nami.
chill. That's what I'm
can
talking
get-
about. Robin is chill, and I like her. Like I feel like
Yeah.
if we were like friends, I could vibe with her.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. And then I feel like the rest kind of just mingle as one. I don't really have
Yeah,
much
I get
connection
you.
near the end.
If we can continue the girls Nami versus Robin discussion, I actually didn't like Nami for a long time until Skypia. And mostly it wasn't that I didn't like her, it was just that I didn't like some of the stuff she did, like also the comedy around her kind of like abusive nature.
Yeah.
But then as around Skypia, I just started loving her so much, and I started relating to her character because I think I also sometimes come across as maybe a bit abrasive. Not abusive, but loud and opinionated, and I like that about her character as well. So I actually, after Vivi, I would say I have to like, and the reason for this, sorry, is I'm babbling, but Robin,
Right.
she gets nerfed a bit. I feel like her character kind of gets shrugged to the side around just after her main arc. She has this huge arc,
I agree.
and then bam, suddenly she's totally pushed to the side. She seems like a quarter of the strength that she used to have and the amount of fighting ability. She just totally gets shrugged. I don't know how to say that, but
No, I'm with you.
and that's why she doesn't stand out to me as much.
I feel as if
No.
they robbed her of any like
Yeah,
greatness, because there's so many opportunities for Robin to kind of like really shine, but I'm wondering if
Yes.
they do that because of the fact that we have Zoro and Sanji, and they don't want to outshine those guys. But I don't think she can ever outshine Zoro, but I know for sure if she wanted to, she can outshine the shit out of Sanji.
Yeah.
Hands
Yeah,
down.
like I've been talking about it recently because on YouTube right now I'm posting reactions to the Thriller Bark arc, and there are some instances where they just nerfed her, and it's so obvious that it's kind of distracting. And I was glad to see that some people in the comments felt the same. They don't see it as a big problem, and it's probably not, because the main focus is the other three and blah blah blah. But it definitely takes away from her character for me. They have to mute her so she doesn't outshine some others.
Yeah, I feel like they do that purposefully. Because I think we saw exactly how badass she could be, like in Alabasta and stuff like that. And she was doing her thing just by herself. Yeah. So I think when she came with the crew, I feel if anything, that should have kind of like boosted her a little bit more, because she has this solid foundation. She has a crew that can help her, like support her. And I just feel like they did miss the ball a little bit, but I do appreciate the fact that she is low key and she is chill. and she has
Yeah.
these talents. Like, yeah, Nami has the talent of being the navigator, and she's a great navigator at that. But
Yeah.
when I rate their just characters side by side, I would definitely choose Robin over Nami, just based on the fact that if Robin needed to go to 0 to 100, she could. What about Nami? It's like
Nami wouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I like about her character, Nami's character, is although she's definitely not, Robin level strong, because Robin can actually, I believe, and people have very different opinions about this, and I understand why, because you interpret the character's abilities differently. But I think Robin could take out Sanji. She could snap his neck in a second, and there's nothing, he couldn't get to her fast enough to kick her. But people hate when I say that. But like, Nami wouldn't be able to contend with, I think, even Usopp. She's weak, but that's funny. No, but it's funny because, okay, but I'm thinking about
I thought you said Usopp was one of your favorite characters. How are you gonna roast him like that?
because he's weak compared to the monster trio. He's weak. That's
so
reality.
Yeah, you said it.
It's just where I'm at. Where I'm at, that's reality. Compared to Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy, Usopp is weak. But Nami wouldn't. Okay, but Nami wouldn't be able to take on Usopp, but somehow she keeps that whole crew. If they're running around and being idiots, she keeps them she can manage them.
That is definitely true.
That is definitely true.
Even though she's not physically strong, she has this way she can just pull them together and get shit done. So I like that about her.
That's definitely true. I do think she can keep everybody in line. I think Robin, on the other hand, since she didn't have that growing up or anything like that, she kind of enjoys the kind of chaos that the boys bring.
Yeah.
She gets a chuckle out of oh, there they go again.
She's really just chilling. She's just going with the flow. She's like, yeah.
Keep going. You're making me laugh. That's how I feel. She's in for a good time.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree. Nami does help keep them aligned. And you know what? When we're talking about Nami and Robin, I want to talk about the other characters in One Piece. I feel like, say, Usopp, even though you said that, he's not the strongest, he knows he's not the strongest. We all know he's not the strongest.
Yeah.
But I do feel as if he is needed, because sometimes Luffy and Zoro can kind of go off the handle, while Usopp is more reserved. And he's like, no. I had so many moments to where just listening to Usopp, what are you doing? No, let's just go. Let's just leave.
Yeah.
It's realistic.
Yes, I'm that's me. How he's acting.
That's
right
relatable.
Now, that's me. I see trouble.
Yeah.
Why are we going to trouble? Well, let's not go to trouble.
Yeah.
There was actually a time I did not like him, and that had to do with the boat time. You know the time with the boat there? The boat that they had to leave. Remember the boat that was given to him, and then they were mad because
I don't think she's there yet. I don't think she's there yet.
Oh, that was during.
That's
that was
during
that was during Water 7.
Water 7, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
when the Mary wasn't able to sail anymore, and Luffy decided that they'll have to leave it behind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It wasn't. I was on Luffy's side with that.
Yes. That was
it definitely didn't make me dislike Usopp. I kind of understood where he was coming from, but I was on Luffy's side with that.
Exactly. There you go. Mm-hmm.
And his comeback was amazing.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite episodes.
I love him.
Yeah, for sure. So he's a good character.
Yeah. I don't know how I really felt, because I don't even think Luffy per se wanted to be mean to Usopp. I think if anything, that was probably more so Zoro's influence.
Well, because at first he was actually trying, he didn't want to.
He was trying to take him.
But then after they told him, they're like, "You're a captain. You need to handle this." And then had to.
You can't be too lenient.
It was very interesting.
Remember, they're going into the Grand Line. They're in the Grand Line. They're in the New World. The captain needs to be steadfast. There can't be any. How do you say? Everyone has to be in sync. And I think sometimes Usopp maybe felt looked at Luffy as more of a friend than a captain. And of course, they're nakama, but Luffy's the captain first. And I think Zoro knows that's important, but Usopp didn't know it was important yet, maybe. And they're kids, so it's understandable. But I think Zoro was right to say, you know, we don't let him back unless he acknowledges what he's done wrong and whatnot. One thing that I wanted to ask, since you mentioned, Lala, that was one moment where you didn't like Usopp, I want to mention the one moment where I didn't like Sanji and why he's at the bottom of my list.
Go.
And I wanted to, and the reason I just want to hear your opinions on it. It was a big moment for me was when, and now it's a bit long ago, so I'm a bit fuzzy on the exact details. But there was a time when, it was, remember he fought Khalifa?
Oh shit! Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little wild.
The woman that turns into bubbles.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, coming back to me.
She has the bubble fruit, awa fruit, I think.
Was that
So
lobby?
he fought her. Hey, it was during Annie's lobby. Yeah, so it was when they literally had a limited amount of time to get to Robin. She was being, if you remember, she was being dragged by her hair. That Spandam guy, I used to call him Spandic.
Ooh, I wanted to
but and she was like, literally, they knew Robin was being dragged off, and if they didn't get to her before a certain time, she'd be unreachable if they go through the gates. So like, I was really frustrated with Sanji because he didn't want to fight Khalifa because she's a woman, even though she's an assassin. It's like he's demeaning her. Like, not. I wouldn't fight a girl. I don't like that.
Sanji definitely has some bullshit aspects about him, for sure. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. He definitely has some BS acts. Like, I would even smack him if I was there. I'd be like, you idiot. Like, of course.
Yes.
I'm not lying.
And that's how I felt. And it wasn't like, I didn't expect him to like drop his ideals. If he doesn't want to hit a woman, fine. But then why not just leave and go find someone else to fight her? Because he was wasting time. He was drinking tea with her at one point. I just wanted him to either fight her because she's an assassin and she can handle herself, or leave and go fight someone else for another key. Because right now, Robin is being dragged off and she's also a woman. Like, your friend is in trouble.
Yes.
Why
like,
are you wasting time?
Where do you prioritize your allegiance? Do you prioritize yourself and your self-morals, or you just want to see your friend get dragged and just basically shit on by Spandman and everybody else? Like,
and one moment for me, Luffy jumped into the water at one moment trying to swim to where Robin is. Luckily, what was that girl with the cute girl, the mermaid woman's
I know
daughter?
You're talking about, the granddaughter. No, the granddaughter.
Yeah, luckily she was there, but Luffy was trying to jump into the water. She had to pull him out, but he was so desperate to get to Robin, he would do anything. And whereas when I was looking at Sanji, he didn't want to fight her because she's a girl, and I was just like, that was to me, ugh. I couldn't deal with that.
I don't like that trope too much either. It's like, if a girl's ready to fight you, like,
square
come
up.
on.
Then fight.
Throw hands.
Yeah.
Throw hands. Like, I'm telling you, no, but it's fast.
I understand though, probably there's something like what people were saying in the comments was, you don't understand Sanji's backstory yet, whatever. But in that moment, it's not about, what happened to you before. It's about your actions in the present. And he was willing to let Robin be dragged off as long as he doesn't, hit a girl.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, I don't care about your past. In that moment, I don't agree with those actions. And I think that's the only reason why Sanji's not a favorite character. I think he's a good character, not a favorite.
I get it. I definitely think you have stans. Oh, hey, Chaz. Oh, he's stretching.
Your kitty came in.
I mean, I do think you definitely have stance to be saying what you're saying. So
yeah,
it's not like your opinion is like off the wall. It's not.
I can understand why people like him despite that, and I still like him. It's just that side of him, not my favorite.
I'm when I say, since like hearing you, there's particular scenes that I am very, very curious to hear how you feel about him. So I'm definitely gonna have a good conversation when those things happen, because even when they're saying about his backstory, I don't know. To me, I still feel the same way. To be honest, I understand him, but the same way you're feeling, I still feel that same way.
For sure, no.
You see, so you get what I'm saying?
It's true.
You said earlier, right is right and wrong is wrong. And even if you can understand, we talk about this a lot on my channel and on my Patreon. Even if I can understand the reasons for someone's actions, I judge their actions based on what they're doing now and whether that's right or wrong, you know?
Yeah.
And but anyway, you didn't get to list your characters, and I'm curious about that.
All right. So even though Sanji is probably, you know, not my well-liked character, well, personality-wise, I do respect what he does bring to the crew. So how I rate the guys is based on not so much about how I like them, but their functionality within the crew. So of course I have Zoro number 1, then I have Luffy, and then I have Sanji. That's just because of how the order of how I feel is strength-wise. But then I have Robin, and then I have I'll say Frankie. And then I will say Nami, and then, well, Nami and Chopper are kind of tied. And then I'll say Brooke. Brooke, to me, I still haven't, there's only a couple times that I've seen him get kind of like into the story to where I'm like, oh wow, he's actually doing something. And I just feel like they missed the ball. I don't know, maybe it's the type of character they just want him to be, but I just feel like, I don't know, I just don't see not having him, except for 2 instances. If you didn't have him on the crew, would you miss him, is what I'm saying.
I get what you're coming from.
Like, everybody has their function to the core, but what do you actually benefit the whole
I think like the way you score or the way you rank the characters, I can obviously see you're coming from a very different place than me. I'm much more subjective, like it's about their personality. For you, I can see that their contribution to the crew weighs in even more. But for me, it's like personality wise, how much do I like them, how much, you know, do they make me feel good and happy, and am I excited to see them? I'm always excited to see Brooke because I think he's hilarious.
He's very
but I get
funny.
what you're saying.
He's definitely there for the comic
I forgot to
relief,
place Usopp. I'll probably place Usopp right after Sanji, to be honest. I like him a little bit more than I like Robin, just because he's so funny, and I can always count on him to make me laugh.
Yeah. Like I like looking at it like you just said. Would you miss them if they weren't there? And I think that's also based on, you know, how you feel about that character. What do they bring for you? It's always subjective.
Definitely.
That's a good way to look at it.
There was one thing that I thought we should talk about, One Piece related, that I think might be, I don't know if you guys have ever been asked this, but probably it's a bit of a controversial discussion, I guess. Who do you think would win between a fight between Luffy and Zoro? If they were to meet each other in the new world as enemies, and they went out, they were fighting, you know, as enemies, who do you think would win? Can I give my answer so long?
Go first.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the way I've always looked at it is, you know how some characters have like a natural weakness? Yeah. Like Enel, his natural weakness was Luffy, which was rubber.
Yeah.
So even like someone that's stronger than Luffy might not have been able to take down Enel because, you know, Luffy was able to take him down much easier because he's rubber. He's literally his natural weakness.
Exactly.
I kind of feel like, I've always felt like if they really were to fight all out, I could imagine Zoro defeating Luffy because he's sharp. Exactly. His swords. He's kind of like his natural enemy in a sense. Not completely, but in a sense, because Luffy's rubber. So anything sharp, he can't, you know, it's not like bullets that he can just bounce off.
Right.
And if he blows up with the giant fist or whatever, can't it just be popped by, you know, a giant stab? Like, imagine Zoro going down with his sword right through his hand. I don't know. So I think for me, it's always been, I've looked at it that way. But people are very adamant about the opposite.
Well, I think.
So I was wondering.
Go ahead, Laura, if you have something to say.
Oh, well, you know.
I think
I don't know.
Going further, it is going to be harder.
That's the thing. I don't want
to kind of have this conversation because I mean everybody's gonna just eventually like get stronger. So I don't feel comfortable answering that question right now because certain things would affect.
Damn, I need to catch up.
Because it's a lot of you're in for a ride, girl. You're gonna love it though. Every moment you're gonna love it.
How fast did you guys catch up?
I'm current to anime. I don't think she's current.
But I mean,
I think I might be like 6 episodes behind. I think right now I'm like 6 episodes behind, but it took me like 2 months, like a couple years ago, to like catch up to like 600-700 episodes. Like I was dishing them.
Go ahead, girl.
Wow.
So yeah, I got really into it at the beginning, and I was just back to back. So I caught up really quick.
I think I caught up probably earlier this year I caught up. So I will say probably a year-ish, if that, worth.
So this is why y'all are fresher with some details, because there's some things for me where I'm like, oh damn, like when did that happen?
It's like that. Sometimes I think Katie, she actually takes notes, so her memory's a lot better than probably mine for sure.
What I do is I am watching the anime. I watch Tuesdays and Fridays, 3 or 4 episodes, and I started reading the manga a while ago, and I'm reading like 5 to 7 chapters a week. And what I like is like I'm ahead in the anime, so then I reread the same stuff in the manga, and then we discuss it. Oh my god, I can't talk.
It's okay.
We discuss it more in depth. So I have, and I make notes, like you said, and then we have long discussions. I do long reviews in between episodes. I do arc reviews at the end. We love talking about it. So but it's so difficult, like trying to talk with you guys, and then I know you guys are ahead, so we can't really talk about it. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, only certain things.
So I want to catch up, but. Well, what else do we have in common that we've all watched, that we've all completed?
Have you watched The God of High School yet?
No, I've heard mixed reviews on that, and I didn't like the trailer. I was like, it was.
So you saw the trailer?
And the nose. Yeah, I did see the trailer. I felt like the art style put me off a bit. I love a good story, but I have to at least like the art style, you know. So I wasn't a big fan of the art style. I think the noses bothered me. It was like really pink all the time. I thought everyone was sick.
It is so
how did you feel about Demon Slayer then?
Oh, that's my top 3 favorites. That's
why.
But
for me, it's funny because when I first saw the trailer, I knew it was by Ufotable, so I was like very excited. Like that studio is. So I was really hyped. But then when I first saw the art style, like the first thing that came to mind was this like arts and craft type vibe.
Really?
The first I don't know why, it seems really like
chibi.
I don't know, but
I remember
it grew on me. Like
I loved it. I like different kinds
it's
of stuff
beautiful.
like that, to kind of like differentiate it from other ones, because sometimes when you're constantly watching a certain type or genre of anime, it kind of starts looking the same. So I appreciate when the art style can slightly differ to kind of like have its own little
100%.
Yeah.
There's something warmer that's created about it when it has that, because it really singles it out and makes it have its own 100%. But how did you liked it at first, right, Katie? Because you were talking about art style.
No, not with Demon Slayer. I started out, I thought, all these characters look like chibi. They're so small and short and wide, and I was like, I didn't like it at all. But then around 3 episodes into it, I got used to it, and then the story started sucking me in, and the music and the art style. It just, the visuals, animation more than the style actually. And then I just got sucked into it, and I think around episode 10 or 11 I decided, nope, this is my favorite anime. And at that point I was it was a lot earlier in One Piece. Obviously I wasn't as far, so for a while Demon Slayer was like my number 1. And then episode 17 came around. I don't know if you guys remember specifically.
I don't
that
remember
was
episodes. You have to tell me what was in the episode.
Yeah, which episode you said?
episode 17. So it was the episode where he defeated the spider guy.
Oh,
With his fire. It was that one.
Oh my gosh, I had so
wait,
much feels.
That's Zenitsu, right? The spider guy.
No. They were all kind of spidery. They
little,
used spiders, right?
Yeah, the guy with the white hair. He was
Yeah.
not the actual spider, the one that's next to the spider.
Oh, okay. So you're talking. Okay.
He's just
the main guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't that episode 19?
19, yes.
Okay, there you go.
19.
19.
Yeah, it was episode 19. It was the big one. I knew
Oh, I freaking
somewhere there.
I love that.
But I have to admit, I was very happy that in one of my earlier reactions, I think it was around 11 or 12, I actually said, this is now, like, I have to admit, this is my favorite show right now. I'm putting it as my number one. And then later, episode 19 came out, because oftentimes I get frustrated. People go and say, yeah, it's just your favorite because of the hype. And that was also why I had trouble saying, I loved One Piece almost immediately, because, people would immediately say, oh, you're just saying that because, I don't know, you want people to like you. And I'm like, no, that's really not the case, because I dislike Hunter x Hunter. Well, I don't dislike it, but it's not that great. So I'm totally willing to say when I don't like something, but it gets frustrating when people think or say, oh, you just like this because it's hyped. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. They don't know you. They don't know you. Just don't worry about that. Like, they're gonna say it. Like, the moment you say something, just expect they're gonna say it. Period.
Yeah.
Like, I call it hate culture is this natural phenomenon. Okay? I'm telling you, that's how I see it. It's you do something, that comes with it. So it's just a matter of how you handle it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's a matter of where you focus, I guess, because the love side is always there too. There will always be people that support you as well, so you just need to give more energy and more attention to that.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's important, but if you look at the likes and the dislikes on your videos, you know what I'm saying? It's not the biggest thing, but you see it. It's a visual.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like with Alana, yes? Sorry, I was worried I was going to say your name wrong again.
Fine. You're right.
Because I've been saying it wrong in my head this whole time. But like you said, you don't even entertain that stuff. You don't have time for it, and that's good. I think because I don't have kids, I do YouTube. YouTube is my main thing, YouTube and Patreon. So I feel like I have to read every comment. I have to read every DM. I have to reply to everyone. And then when you read people's stuff and you consider them and they're just trolls, that I don't know why, but sometimes the negative, even though it's a small amount of people, it just weighs so much heavier.
Yeah, I heard
I don't know
takes
why.
5 positive statements to kind of overtake one bad statement. Because it's like sometimes you kind of linger on the negative and you're just going over it and over and over in your head. And sometimes in your own head, it can kind of become a bigger thing to you than what it should be. Right. And it drains you mentally.
Yeah.
And I think since probably like you said, since I do have, my kids and my husband and my outside life, I can't let that affect me, because then if that affects my energy, it's going to affect the people I'm around.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and like you just don't give it as much attention, which is good, because I mean most of your time is probably spent on your family, because that's how it should be. You can't. I think that's been something I've been having trouble with is because I spend so much time online, it's difficult to connect with the real people in my life. And I mean, I only have my boyfriend. I live quite further away from my parents now, and I've never really been an outgoing person in real life, at least. But even though I just have one person, I feel like sometimes I'm so caught up in what's going on online. You spend time like quantity time with someone, but that's not quality. You need that quality time.
Yes.
Where so I feel like it's good that you have them and that you focus on them.
You just gotta really, I always say, protect your peace, because you really have to protect it, because there's so many things outside that you can't control that can affect you. Like, I'm not gonna front, it does. I have a short fuse when it comes to certain things, and like it does affect, you know, my attitude when I'm around my kids. But I really try to be very conscious of how things affect me, because the more you're aware and conscious, the more you can just flip that switch back. But there are times where like I do try, like I want to do this, that, and the third, and then something comes up, and I'm like, why every time I try to do something bad happens? But then you really have to sit back. It's like, no, I'm not gonna let this affect me. I'm just gonna take it and just keep going and try to stop looking at it as half full, or half empty, and look at it as half full.
I think a lot of people in the US right now, from what I've seen, like I said, I'm not from the US, but I think a lot of people from the US can benefit from that attitude. I think most people right now that I'm seeing on Twitter, they're all kind of like glass half empty kind of people, focusing on the negative. Whereas I think so many people could benefit, and the world could be a lot better if they had your mentality.
I think it's this period. I think some people are just very negative naturally. Instead of them just embracing the change or embracing what's holding them back, instead of looking at it as a negative, try to take that and try to turn it into a positive. I mean, of course, with age, it does make its presence known a little bit more, to where you're more conscious of it. But when I was younger, there was times where things that affected me that shouldn't have affected me. And then with that, it affects the people around you. And then it's like, is it worth me, you know, having this animosity or bad energy with this said person, when it didn't have to be there? It didn't have to go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just really have to protect your peace and just keep your energy light and full of love. Like, I'm all about love. That's another reason why I want to do these things, because have you guys ever experienced where, as being a reactor, they try to compare you to another reactor?
I had that in my...
I freaking hate that. Like,
it was on my... Remember when I asked you guys about how do you deal with expectations? On my notes where I wrote questions, I actually wrote /compare, because I do get compared a lot, and that kind of is...
Yeah, I mean...
It's draining.
Oh, is she gone? Draining. Oh, okay. I didn't hear the end of her sentence. I thought, is she there?
Well, she probably...
Katie?
Yeah, I don't think... I think her audio clicked off.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe her electricity popped on, and now she can connect the regular way. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
But we'll just talk about, like, I think people have to... I think when I first came, like, a little bit well known, because I was doing One Piece reactions, there was something going on in the community, and it's like people will just, like, I guess since everybody was doing One Piece reactions, so like, oh, this person's better and that person's better. I'm like, why can't y'all just enjoy what a person is doing without comparing them? It's like,
personally, I actually haven't experienced comparisons.
You're so
really
great, girl.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It went gone for a bit, but I heard most of it.
Okay,
I heard most of it.
Good. No,
so
I actually.
Go ahead.
No, but it's true. Like, same thing. I just said it. So I actually haven't been compared much. So I mean, hey, that's good.
You're blessed.
But I also haven't done One Piece. So I don't know if it's really around that.
Oh, okay.
So.
I think when it comes to a group of people, that are doing the same thing, and it's like people want you to, I don't know, I just don't like it. It's like, oh, well, this person is better, and it's like, why can't you just enjoy people for what they bring? Everybody's just trying to enjoy this anime. I'm having a good time. What is the point of comparing? Like,
yeah, like,
me, she's her, he's him. Like, what the fuck? Like, let us
it's
be
like,
us.
let's say each person has like their friend. You're gonna go up into them and be like, yeah, my friend is better than your friend. Like, that's basically what it is. Like, my friend is better than yours.
But yeah, that's why this kind of stuff, getting together, all of us, is really positive, because it shows people like we don't need to be compared. We're all different people, we have different opinions, and you watch a reaction. Yeah, you don't want just one other person's opinion. You want a community of people to talk to. And that's also, I think, what I noticed about earlier when everyone was talking about how they got started with their channels. We all just we loved anime, and we wanted to share it with others and talk about it with others, because we're not, when you think about the otaku community, we look huge, but we're all scattered, you know?
Yeah.
So it's online where we have to come together and
And I also felt like, considering how, you know, people that watch anime and stuff like that, I do feel like that community is secluded. Like it's its own world, its own thing. I kind of just expected that from understanding that kind of seclusion, the community would just be positive. Now, of course, I'm not going to be naive and say that there's going to be no negativity, but I definitely felt like the togetherness would just be a thing. You know what I mean?
You would naturally think that.
Yeah. Then I'm like, oh, humans.
Yeah, it's like the bigger a fandom gets, the more likely the percentage of trolls will be. Like there's always going to be positive and negative people, and the bigger a fandom gets, the more trolls will naturally be in there. So and then it's also when you start engaging with the wrong crowd, you kind of attract more of that energy, I feel. And you can actually make that worse. I don't know. I think I've sometimes made it worse with Hunter x Hunter, because the fandom, like, I would try and have discussions with them,
try to understand them.
We tried to talk about things, and I feel like sometimes I gave the people who didn't really want to talk, they just wanted to troll, they just want someone, they don't want to talk to someone about it, they don't want to have discussions, they want me to love it, and if I don't love it, I'm wrong, you know? And I think I talk to those kind of people too much, thinking or hoping that they would see my point of view or just try and meet me halfway. And then the more I did that, I think the more of them I attracted. Sometimes you just need to disengage.
To me, it's like, you can sense when somebody is, I mean, it's kind of hard when they're typing, but when you see how it's kind of like leaning to the left, that's when you just gotta say, you know what, cut off. Because obviously, we're just gonna have to agree to disagree. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I can't help how I feel. And that's that on this fact, because I don't feel comfortable going back and forth with you if you're going to keep trying to impede your feelings onto me, and I just don't understand. There's sometimes where you're just not going to get it, or sometimes like you're it's just not going to meet. Your thoughts and my thoughts are just not going to meet, and that's fine. We don't have to see eye to eye. We don't have to agree on everything. We just know we like said anime, or we don't like said anime. Just keep it as that. This is not supposed. I think people. Yes, there's a lot of like serious topics that we can come off of anime because how they reflect things. You know what I'm saying? One Piece is a good example of that. But at the end of the day, it is an anime. Okay. Like, this should be something that is entertaining. This is something that should take us away from what is happening in our lives currently, and just freaking throw us in a whole nother world, and we're just enjoying it. Should never be a point to where we're having to go back and forth, yelling at each other or causing
it becomes toxic.
It should never. I think
shouldn't.
That's taken away from what I think anime is supposed to be for people. It's like, why can't we just love? You know what I mean?
It makes me think about a lot of entertainment, like movies and stuff that are going very, like, I used to be a big Marvel fan, but then I feel like they try to push a lot of political agenda stuff in there, and I started feeling like it's not that entertaining anymore because it's kind of just pushing one narrative or pushing the other narrative. I don't know if you guys have felt in a Western media, not anime, Japan is amazing, actually. They're very, like you said, the focus is on entertainment.
Yeah.
But I feel like more so in Western media today, they're kind of, it's not so much about entertainment. Sometimes I feel like they're preaching at me, or they're trying to, I don't know. Like an example, I guess I would be, I'm probably alone on this, but what's that girl, Captain Marvel? Her character to me in the movie felt like really, it's like taking feminism to the extreme, and I felt like you're pushing a certain thought down people's throats, and that's not why we're here, you know. and it's not that I'm against feminism or anything. I think, for example, Wonder Woman,
Mhm.
that was an amazing movie, and
Right.
I didn't feel like it pushed any certain narrative. The guy and the girl worked together, whereas Captain Marvel, for example, the one guy was giving her a compliment, and then she assaulted him and stole his bike, and she's the hero in the story. And I'm like, really, is that empowering to women? I don't think so. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
I feel like
Western media.
to me, how I usually deal with a lot of like movies or characters, I try to just accept them for what it is. Like
Same.
I don't try to over
Analyze.
and over analyze it, because to me it's like I don't know how, say, the author or whatever is wanting this person to look. There could be a reason for it. So who am I to be like, oh, I hate this, or this sucks? And then there's a reason for it. Because, I mean, there's only one Wonder Woman. Why would he make a cat? Like, why would there, in turn, even though she's part of the DC universe for Marvel, instead of making another person just like Wonder Woman, they have to find something else to make her different. So I try to think of it as not just a character, you know what I mean? It's more so like we have DC and Marvel, and they kind of like go back and forth with their character designs and all that kind of stuff. So it's like they have to try to make things better, but then different, so they don't have that same kind of resemblance to each universe. If you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even more so, like I don't mean to compare DC and Marvel, because I'm actually more of a Marvel fan. But I just felt like if you compare Captain Marvel as a character to her original comic, I don't know how much you guys have how much you watch Western shows.
Yeah, I think
so.
They did change her a lot in the, not a lot, but it was a different probably adaptation than probably what they did in the comic.
I obviously don't want to just bash Captain Marvel. I just mean, like, do you guys feel, the general question is, do you guys feel that sometimes Western media these days focus a little bit too much on political messages in their entertainment, and then does that sometimes take you out of the story and make you too aware of real life issues? Because I feel like entertainment is meant to help us escape from too much real life issues, whereas these days I feel like I can't watch Western media because it's like watching the news.
Well, I think it probably just depends on the person and what you allow to take you there. Like, I don't know, maybe I've conditioned myself to a certain extent to not allow things to take me to a point to where I can get fed up and I'm just not going to enjoy it for what it is. So I don't think I've watched anything, but then again, I haven't been watching a lot of other shows besides
Western.
Like anime at this point. So I can't really say too much about it because I've been watching a lot of anime, and then my usually go-to is anime when I sit down and watch TV.
Exactly.
So I can't really talk on that as much. But I mean, there are occasions where you do see it and you notice it, but instead of it affecting me, I'm like, well, this is what it is. Let me just keep watching.
I'm very much like that too. I don't think too far into it. I'm watching it, and that's the thing. Sometimes people are just like, oh, this is that, like right next to me, and I'm just like, can you be quiet? Like, I'm trying to enjoy the show. It's just, it's like my cognition relaxes, and I'm just watching it. What you give me, I think. Period.
Yeah. I feel you.
You know?
I feel like I'm a lot more it depends from show to show. You guys were talking about it earlier, saying like it depends on your mood when you watch a show. Some shows, you just want to be light and airy, and then other ones are more they make you think. And I think I do that with a lot of shows. I watch it more critically. I watch it with the intention to think about what the characters are going to teach me. Think like in bringing it back to One Piece, during the Arabasta saga with Prince Vivi, there was so many lessons in there, and we've been talking, like, there's times when we talk about it for so long that I feel like, oops, we actually need to bring it back to the story, because now we're making it too negative or talking about real life issues. So I think maybe sometimes I definitely take it too far where I'm analyzing. Like you said, you don't overanalyze, whereas I think I do.
Well, I mean, that's good though. I think that's probably what makes you, have so many followers you know, because you're bringing up discussions where there's some people like me, I'm just watching it just to watch and have a good time. But I think there's a particular crowd and area that you actually cater to, that which is a great thing, because there's other people like you, so you give that outlet for them. So
Yeah.
I think that's really good of you to do that.
Yeah. In my case, actually, it's really weird now that you bring it up and I'm thinking about it. It's like when I'm on my own watching something, for the most part, I don't think too far into it. But when I'm like having, for example, my reaction videos, I do talk a lot in them as well. Like within or at the end, there's a lot of things that come to mind that I talk about, and sometimes I do bring it to like reality and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I noticed that if other people talk to me about it too, that's when I start having a bunch of critical thoughts and like actually having a brain or something.
Yeah,
When I'm like on my own, that doesn't happen. So it's just it made me think of that, like when I actually have to talk about it, all kinds of thoughts come flowing. And but when I'm on my own, I'm just like,
that's what makes us, I think, valuable as reactors, that kind of vocalizing and giving people a space to talk.
Yes.
People can do it on Twitter as well, but you know, we build mini communities where people feel closer to each other, and they have that outlet of talking. And that actually brings me to another question, which I don't know if it's the best thing to discuss, but I don't know, have you got comments recently from people because of this whole there was this whole Naruto drama with reactions and stuff?
I know of it.
I don't.
Did you guys? Yeah, it's just let's just say that, you know, someone was I don't know how to say it, but
YouTuber.
There was a lot of drama around reactions, right? And and I was wondering, have you guys recently gotten a lot of comments where people call you like a thief, like you steal content and you just repost it and earn thousands of dollars?
I got one comment like that and I shut it down real fast because I told you I don't monetize my stuff. I don't monetize my videos. So I'm just like,
yeah.
So in my case, I just said that.
You shut it down.
I didn't see another one. I didn't see another one after.
Because
some people got a lot.
Yeah, I got a lot of not a lot, but I got a lot, kind of a lot of comments like that. And I wanted to talk to you guys about, what do you think reactors? How do we bring value to the community? Because I know 99% of people don't watch my reactions to watch the anime, because they can watch that on Kiss Anime if they want. So it's not like anyone comes to my channel for reactions. I mean, for the anime, they come for the reactions. They come for the thoughts, right? Because if they want to watch the show, they go. There's other places where they can.
Exactly.
Yeah, then it's not a little faded corner screen, because who wants to watch a show like that? So I actually wrote a whole little thing about it so that I was ready. If more people comment, I can just post that. What kind of value do you think we bring to the community? Because I know for a fact a lot of people got into shows because they saw I was reacting to it, and then they'd go watch it so that they can watch my reactions and talk about it with us. I think for One Piece and Naruto, shows that are, well, One Piece is still current, but even stuff that have been over for a long time, Bleach, Naruto, although they've brought Boruto back, but it keeps the fandom alive.
Yes.
You know, it keeps and people buy the merch, and you know, we, not us alone, but we bring that value and people come together, and in the end it just benefits the anime community and the manga community.
I totally agree with that. I
don't think people understand. I don't think, this is how I take it. I'm not saying like I don't think I'm a thief, but I do understand on a certain, you know, extent of where people's like, that's the creator's work and such and such and such. To me, it's like, okay, where can we meet in the middle? You know what I mean? To where you guys are fine and then you guys are fine. But it's kind of hard to meet in the middle, because when you do kind of like go blurry, or you have everything in, you know, as low as could be, then you have the people, oh, we can't see nothing, or what are we watching, or what's the point? I'm seeing you react.
I don't know what
are
you're
you reacting to. You know what I mean? And there's, of course, there's the whole timer thing, and people are like, well, that's too much work. We just come to see your stuff here and there, and it's like, well, what do you want me to do then? Like, what can I do to make everybody happy?
There's definitely no way to make everybody happy, but I think we should. I think the whole blow up thing that happened recently was actually a good thing, because it shows that, you know, the reaction community is getting bigger.
True.
And that we bring value. And in the end, it should be sorted out so that everyone's happy. So, for example, I know with Tower of God, the studio, whatever that did that, I think it's Crunchyroll Original, they made a reactor video, like a compilation of everyone's reaction. So obviously they support the community, because we, not us alone, but us and the people that watch our videos, and, you know, us all coming together, we bring more focus and attention to these shows that like they can get free advertisement.
Exactly.
My
100%.
my biggest viewership or audience on my channel is Japanese people, because there's Japanese people reposting my videos with subs. And then I'm like, awesome, thank you, because they put just my channel name or link in the description, and then people go to my channel and subscribe. I think that's how I've gotten as 100,000 freaking subscribers. And I think it's the same for anime. We post the anime name in the title. If someone's curious about what we're watching, they're gonna go find out and watch it.
Yeah,
they're not gonna watch our reactions first. Like, how annoying would that be? Someone talking over it.
And what I like to think about that is that, look, if they are gonna go to the extent of watching our videos, they're not gonna watch it at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if that's the only way that they're going to watch this show, if we did not post our videos, they're not watching it at all. They're not gonna watch it.
Exactly.
So in that case, you're welcome. +1, okay, because of our videos. And I'm not saying, I'm not trying to be like whatever about it, but I'm just saying that if they're watching it through our videos, they're not watching it anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's period.
I definitely think that's true with some shows, but like, for example, one of my patrons wanted me to watch Monogatari. I don't know if you guys know that series.
I do know it. I tried watching it and I did not.
But then I started watching it, and because I was posting reactions, and the people who were watching my reactions were talking about it in the Discord, other people saw them talking about it, started watching it on their own, and then I know now there are people buying the manga because they've enjoyed it so much, you know, the story. So, and that's them spending money on the manga, which is the anime's job, is to advertise the manga or the light novel. So it's just, I think it's just a cycle of support. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like people, it's copyright. You know, when people do covers of songs, it promotes the original song.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything stealing about it. Like, we're not you know what stealing is if we posted this anime and we said, I made this anime. I actually wrote this story. That's stealing content. If you steal someone's song, is you say, I wrote the song, I'm singing this original song. That's stealing.
Everybody knows damn well you didn't make this anime. Like, everybody knows.
So that's why these comments from these people talking about you're a thief, YouTube should shut you down. I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Go
I feel
away.
like I think a lot of companies are actually probably paying attention to how Webtoon and Crunchyroll kind of went with, you know, embracing the reactors thing, because there are now more companies, instead of just saying take my video down, they are trying to meet us in the middle and be like, you know what, the people are coming to not just see the anime, but they are coming to see you, so you know what, we'll take half and you can get half. Because there are times where the companies will do that on my end. I was like, okay, I get it. You have a community that wants to see your reaction to what we put out, so half and half, and then we're straight, and that's it, and that's fine. I'm good with that, because I mean, that is technically yours, and I feel like that's fair, and that's how I feel. I think if anything, this should probably be more of an understanding from a reactor and to like the company in that sense. So it's like, we know exactly where you're drawing the lines and what we can and can't do, and then we can all just move like cordially with each other and make you know, probably better relationships, to where we can probably help you out as much as you can help us out. So I mean, it's just the whole kind of like, there's a gray area when it comes to being a reactor, and then what's allowed, and the copyrighted system, and how much of it is fair use. And then I feel like all of that is just so like gray, But I wish they would have
Yeah.
had like a clear line.
I think the more drama that pops up like this, the more clear things might get. But the problem was with the drama is that no one was trying to meet each other halfway. It was all about, this is mine, mine, mine. I have a right. And they were saying, no, this is ours, ours, ours. I have this right. And so I think the most important part is trying to meet in the middle, because like you said, we can help them as much as they help us, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But I think it also, I do feel though, because there's certain things that other people can get away with when it comes to certain shows that other YouTubers can't, and I think maybe that's because of the following. Because I know there's times where I've seen, like when I first started, there was a channel who was just putting everything up, like everything, sound, full opacity and everything, and then when I did, I was like, oh no, you little YouTuber, cut that off, like you're not doing that. So I feel as if it's a hit or miss. And I feel instead of it being a hit or miss for certain people, they should just have that guideline. Like, boom, this is what we're going to accept and nothing else. Because then it kind of like...
I remember when I just got started, I wanted to post reactions to My Hero Academia.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't put up even like 6 minutes of video with zero sound. That got taken down. And I was so confused. And I thought maybe, because I saw other channels posting reactions to My Hero Academia, and so I thought, maybe it's like it has to do with licensing. But now that you talk about it that way, maybe it was my size back then. Maybe I don't know.
I think they pick and choose on who they want to represent
maybe
their anime, because I think there's certain things that I can probably put up. I think you guys know Super Mecha Frieza, right?
Yeah.
She had asked me about the haiku. I'm able to put haiku up, but I don't know, it's because of my editing style. I really like make that stuff so low to where you can't really see nothing but the subtitles. And then she's like, what on earth? She's like, because they will not let me. And I'm like, well, I told her everything, and she says she's done it, and I don't understand why they won't let her. I feel like they pick and choose sometimes.
That's weird.
There was like one girl before, there's another YouTuber, she puts it full opacity and full everything, and it's fine. So we're like, this is kind of crazy. Like, we're trying to figure it out together. It's like,
yeah, and you're both from the US, so it's not like it's gonna be licensing.
Right.
Yeah. It's toxic.
That's very weird. But have you finished all of Haikyuu?
No, I just started season 4. I actually
so the last season.
I have, but there's another part that's not out yet, but yeah.
Yes, season 4 part 2 is coming out.
Part 2 is not out yet, but yeah, I finished part 1 as well.
See, I haven't finished season 4 part 1. I just started part 4. No, season 4 I think
part
1 and 2, I think I'm at.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Haikyuu boys?
Oh, I love Tanaka. I love Nishinoya. I think because I like their personalities, because they're so like, I love them. And then, of course, I have a soft spot for Hinata and Kageyama, but for sure, Tanaka's my boy. I love Tanaka. What about you?
I kind of like the ones from the other schools, but I'm bad with names, child. I'm sorry.
There's Oikawa, there's Bokuto.
I
like Bokuto. I like Kuro.
I wasn't a fan of Oikawa, and people were quite offended by that because he's like a lot of people's favorite. And I always feel like, do I just dislike everyone's favorite thing? Because I feel like this point, like, I'm the villain. If I had a show, I'd be the villain. But
the thing with him is he has that love-hate relationship. Like, I get why you don't like him, but in some ways, there's something about that makes him likable. Mm-hmm. He's like dislikably likable.
Season 4 part 1 was the first time that I actually felt like, he's not so bad. And I think some of the other characters at the end outshined him in badness. But my favorite would be, I really like Kageyama, but Tobio outshined him because of his freaking arc. They gave him a whole like season, I feel, and I was kind of salty at first because I'm like, isn't Hinata and Tobio meant to be like the main characters? Mm-hmm. And I feel like they don't get as much focus. But then I was like, okay, actually I don't care. I just like Suki now. He's my favorite.
I feel like I was kind of waiting for them to do that. I was happy that Suki had his moment because I felt as if he actually needed it, because you could tell he was getting conflicted with himself, comparing himself to Hinata.
Yeah.
I feel like it was really good to actually watch him because before it's like he was kind of not motivated at all, and I think that was more of a testament to actually Hinata as the main character, you would think, because he's able to even motivate the unmotivated person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really loved that about them.
His development was nice.
Yes,
I
cried with him.
I loved development.
I love development.
But that made me feel like, when is Hinata and Tobio gonna get? Because I don't feel like they've gotten any focus, and usually I didn't mind because I was like, well, it's a group. It's about all of them. But then Tsuki got this whole arc to himself, and I was like, damn, I want to see that, but for Tobio, for Hinata,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. But I think how they've handled Haikyuu so far, for the feels wise, I don't mind anything because I feel everything. I don't even know how to play volleyball.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm able to kind of like get into the game, like, oh man, like he just spiked the shit out of that damn ball, like, man, go Nishinoya, like he's a Libero, he jumped over the line, and I'm like I said, I don't even play volleyball, I'm like, yo, he jumped that line, he's by the stutters.
Yeah, it's like, do you watch sports? It's like, no, but I watch sports anime.
Yeah.
I get hype. So, I mean, I don't know. I just love how Haikyuu's going, but I get what you're saying.
But I think my favorite episode was season 2, episode 24. I think it's the moment, when Tobio, he gets this moment where he looks over Oikawa. I don't know if you guys remember that episode. And then I think they ended up winning, but it wasn't about the win. It was about that moment where I literally was screaming because I was expecting it to go one way, and then you think it was gonna go over or something, and then it didn't, and I don't know. I don't remember exactly what happened. That was like, I think one of the times I freaked out the most in a reaction. Like, so awesome, and like with you guys, I don't watch sports, but that show, it makes me want to watch other sports shows, anime.
I watch Free. And I watch, have any of you guys seen Kuroko no Basket?
No,
oh my god.
That's
that one is like
watch
crazy.
After,
I love that one because, okay, of course there's Free's cute and all, but like Kuroko no Basket, there's something about it. I swear, you're watching like, it's like every other show. It seems like the sport is just, there's powers and shit. Like, it feels like that, although it's not really the case. It's crazy. Sport. It just intensifies basketball by like 1,000,000.
Yo. After Haikyuu, they want me to replace it with another sports, and they were giving me recommendations, and I think it was like the Diamond or something like Diamond Ace or something like that, and then
I heard of it. I don't know.
Basket or Slam Dunk. I think those 3 were the ones that kind of wanted me to replace Haikyuu whenever I caught up. But I love me some Haikyuu. I was kind of like, honestly, when I first started watching Haikyuu, I thought that we were gonna have to see, Daichi and Asahi and Suga leave. So I'm like, no, we can't watch them. So I was arguing in my feelings, like, they're 3rd year, so they're about to leave us, then what's gonna happen? But it seems as if I'm okay now, like I'm in the clear, because they're kind of probably just gonna go throughout the whole tournament together, and then that'll be it. But at first I was kind of like, oh no, I'm getting attached, and you guys are not gonna take these kids away from me now.
I definitely want to try and watch Kuroko no Basket, but how old are the characters in that show? Because they look like very old.
They're in high school.
That's the problem. Haikyuu, the characters look like they're in high school. If I'm gonna watch this basketball shit and they're gonna be super hot and old looking, I don't want to be perving on 17-year-olds.
That's anime. I'm telling you it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Okay, it's not your fault.
With Haikyuu, it's easy because they're children. They look like children. I see them as children.
That's
but
true.
now they look like 25-year-old college. They're tall as fuck and wide shoulders, freaking blue hair and red hair and everything. I'm not gonna see them as little high school kids. It's gonna be weird.
How far are you on JoJo's, Katie?
Stardust Crusaders.
Okay,
Battle
well,
in
they
Egypt.
are a good example.
Oh my
Look
god,
at
that's
them.
ridiculous.
This is
It makes no
grown
sense.
men.
Okay, but the problem is I never thought they were like super attractive. I like old Joseph, so I have no
Grandpa
worries there.
Joe.
I can perv on old Joseph.
Big Grandpa Joe. I was like, he's a little cute little silver fox. He is.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about that.
See, I'm like,
But yeah, I totally get what you're saying because
like,
JoJo
these
is like Jotaro is like what 16 or
yes, and
15
he
or
looks
something.
like a grown man. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
y'all are tripping. I was like, he looks manly, even the way he
No.
talks. Like,
I know.
got it.
But I definitely I've never felt attracted to JoJo, so I don't feel weird about it because he's 16. You know, I'm just like whatever. He looks old.
I don't think I could because of the fact that he was like younger in my head. It's like Jotaro. I was like, if you are a little bit older, man, then I can holler at you. But since you little, I can't do nothing with you, kid. Like, oh my gosh, it's like they
But
look
I
so
have-
manly.
I have to say, with JoJo's, Joseph is by far my favorite character, and I think that's why part 2, I think it's season 2 or part 2, I don't know. It's my favorite, and even now with Stardust Crusaders, season 3, Joseph carries the show for me.
you?
Joseph and Kakyoin, actually.
I love Kakyoin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kakyoin.
I love him. I love
I
him.
think-
I have to admit
that's-
that.
I'm with you on that one, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jotaro is cool and all, but he's almost like too cool. Like, where's
You know what's funny? I kind of just love that about him. He's really just like that funny, ridiculous dude
Yeah.
that just it's so great. It's such a great addition to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he may not be your favorite,
Yeah.
but I just love him as he is. I'm like, he's perfect.
What do you guys think about Polnareff?
Oh, she knows about him, right? He's in
Yeah,
the
he's
second
in
part.
Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah, he's in the second part of it, right?
No, he's earlier in there. Ain't he?
Yeah, okay, so that's good. I don't remember, but yeah, he's funny.
How far are
He's
you? in-
interesting.
You already finished the first part, right, Katie?
Yeah, I think she said. Oh, is she gone?
Oh, she's gone.
Oh,
So
yeah. I think she can hear us though.
She did, Stardust Crusaders, the first part.
I think she said she started the second part. I just don't remember when Polnareff came in.
He
I
was
remember.
earlier on though in the series, I think.
I think so.
for
I think so
Stardust
too. I think they all came into the
She
second
said
series
something
together.
about in Egypt, so I think she saw. They already made it to Egypt. She's already seen him.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, no, he's jokes.
Take a
He's
drink. I'm like, hold up. Did I say something? Oh, Lord. I was like, no, Lana, don't do it. Don't do it.
no.
I'm
Don't.
bored.
God, I got you. No.
I had to take a second. Like, did I do it? Did I do what? Sorry. I need to. I would love to hear her thoughts though about Polnareff though, for sure, because he's not my favorite, bro. Like when I
He's
say
not my favorite. He's funny. He's
he
like
brought the funny stuff for sure.
like he's cool too. Like it's whatever. I don't have an issue with him, but no, he's not my favorite. But
No, I think out of all of them, Kakyoin,
oh, the
and I
dark
loved
skin
Abdul.
guy.
I love
Abdul, I love him.
Yeah,
I
man,
love
he's a
him.
writer.
Yes.
He was.
Mhm.
I was like, you know, like he's
Oh.
loyal. He loyal.
Yes. Oh
Like,
my god.
I said, me and you, Abdul, we could be friends. Me, him, and Kakyoin. I love Mr. Grandpa Joe though. Grandpa Joe is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I know. Right? Every single time he drops that, I'm like, same.
Holy shit! Oh, I've been cracking up laughing. I said, what the heck? Grandpa,
Oh
like,
my
what
God.
are you doing? I feel like he's always like had some funny stuff, like even in part 2.
Yeah.
But going into part 3, I think because of his age, too,
Right.
like, bruh, like, why are you so freaking
Hold on.
funny?
I think she can. I'm worried if she can hear us. Can she hear us right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
My daughter was finished, so I actually had to buy more, and then I couldn't hear you for a while.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been on my phone this whole time because the electricity
Uh-huh.
is still off.
Oh, wow.
It's more than
have
2
no idea
hours,
what's
huh?
going on.
They're
Yeah,
messing
it's
with
probably
you.
not. It's probably not
Damn.
load shedding. It's probably like something. I don't know. There's just a lot of issues here with electricity, and not just in our. Like it's the whole country.
Wow.
That's
But
crazy.
my battery is like in the raid, so I might need to say goodbye.
No, we're about to probably
Oh,
close it up because
alright.
we've been on here for a while, so this is probably a good way to just kind of like sign off and tell everybody
Right,
yeah.
what's coming. Thank you guys for showing up. But I did before we go. I want to see what you thought about Polnareff because Polnareff is hilarious.
Me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I remember there were times when he was hilarious. But I wouldn't call him a favorite. Out of all of them, he's probably my least favorite.
Me too. He's not my favorite. But I think so. I think somebody in chat said you're at Dio's mansion.
Yes.
Okay, so you've seen the moment between him and Grandpa Joe,
Which moment?
where his face was in his crotch.
Oh wait, no, wait. That wasn't. Was that Polnareff? Wasn't that? That was
That
Abdul.
was Abdul. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
Abdul.
Sorry, I was talking
I
about
love.
Abdul.
That was
I love
Abdul.
about Abdul. Yes, I love Abdul. He's awesome. I was so happy when he turned out being alive, and
I
what
was
makes
too.
that good is because there are people that die in JoJo. So him not being dead isn't a big deal because there are other characters that have actually died. So it's
Correct.
not
Yes,
like, oh, okay.
Exactly, for sure.
You know. So yeah, he's an. If you're talking about Abdul, I love Abdul. Polnareff.
What about him licking the toilet? That toilet scene was freaking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh my
That was
god.
ridiculous.
Oh, no.
Everything with JoJo's is just the way that it takes things to the extreme. It's always funny.
It's
but if
hard for me. Yeah. No, go. Sorry.
No. But one character, since you guys have watched, I can talk about it. What's
Yeah.
his name? He was in part 2. The guy with the bubbles.
Caesar?
Yes, Caesar.
Damn,
Caesarino.
girl, with the
Oh
names.
my goodness.
I loved him.
I loved him.
I cried when
I
he
loved
was
him
gone.
so much.
I was
I
so
was
pissed.
so sad.
I was so
Yeah.
pissed at Lisa and freaking Joe. I was so mad because like as he was going to the house, they were like hiding
Yeah.
behind a rock or something. I'm like, bro, get into the freaking building. Go help him. He's about to die. It's like I'm like yelling like, get
I'm so
to
sad.
Caesar. Caesar needs help. Like y'all.
I did not expect him to die.
Me
I have
neither.
to say, and
I
that
was
made me so sad
heartbroken.
because I really love his character a lot.
Yeah.
He didn't. But then I love the rest of the show. What's that? Is it the guy, the main guy? Was it AC/DC, the guy with the hair? No, Cars. It was that guy,
I
that
liked
villain.
Cars as the villain. I
Yeah,
loved him.
he was so theatrical in his hair and everything. I loved him as a
dramatic.
villain. To me, I liked him a lot more than Dio. I think Dio is overhyped, to be honest. He's badass.
annoying.
And
I think Cars
he's
is like a genuine badass, while Dio's like an annoying badass.
yeah.
He's like, shut up and go in your corner. Like if Cars is here,
Yeah.
you get
I
freaking
feel
mocked.
that.
Like that's how
Yeah.
I feel. Like when it came to
I feel
Dio.
like I look at Dio like a cockroach. Like it just doesn't want to die. It just doesn't want to die. But it's
With some nice
it
green
survived.
lipstick.
it's like sad because he keeps surviving, but it's not because like Cars was actually. I wish he was like the main villain, but oh well,
Yeah,
whatever. We have Dio.
I guess that's fine. But Cars, I feel like he was just like top tier, for sure. I think actually that probably helped part 2 become so good in a sense because
Yeah.
Joe wasn't just going against Dio. He had like this super freaking original vampire that he was going against, and he just got boosted. Like his power just went boom, and then he had to find a way to combat him, and it just made it so much more enjoyable to watch. It's like, how is he going to defeat this dude? This is ultimate Cars here. Like
Yeah. I really and with JoJo's, you never know if the main guy's gonna make it or not.
I do like
That's what
that
makes
too.
it so scary.
I
kind
find
of
that
like,
JoJo's
what
honestly
things?
one of the most hardcore shows. Believe it or not, it's like actually really hardcore. Is it just me that finds it is?
It freaking kills you if there's an animal on screen.
I feel like
it'll
it's a pretty
die.
hardcore show.
I hate that in a way, like because I don't care. Okay, killing animals part of the story, whatever. But every single animal that
how
gets
they do
a
it
moment,
too. Oof.
except that one guy's a cat. What's his name? Darby, the gambling one, the
I know
first
you're talking about
Darby
the
brother.
Poker Man.
His cat was the only one that actually made it.
I freaking was boo-hooing. Like, I don't think I was boo-hooing when Iggy actually was getting like. You remember when? No, never mind. Did you see? No. So you're okay. You're at where he was facing the bird.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I was getting like so
Just past
frustrated.
that.
So like he's going against the freaking bird, and like they're just going at like that bird was freaking brutal. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, like can you imagine a show where a bird is actually an interesting, villainous, scary character? A bird. Like what other anime could do that?
I was like, what? Like really? I'm like poor little Iggy. Like all Iggy want to do is live his best life.
Yes,
literally.
Literally. But I'm still mad because Joseph dragged him there. Why? Joseph, just leave Iggy alone.
All he wanted was his coffee gum. Just give him his coffee gum.
Yes. Oh my god.
But yeah, okay, we're gonna end it here because we have been on here for like 3 hours. I really am so thankful that you ladies could come up here and join me. I love it when the community can come together and just show love and support for one another, because a lot of times there are negativity and people start pinning people against. I want to let everybody know this is not what it is, and it's not what it's going to be. So I really appreciate you guys coming on here, and we're able to have these discussions and have lots of love.
Thank
and
you.
And maybe we could do this again and
I'd
have
love
a great
to.
time. Especially when you get further, Katie.
Yes, when I'm caught up with One Piece, I'm gonna definitely tell you immediately. But it's gonna be like 2 years from now. But we're gonna do it, okay?
It's okay. We'll still be around.
Okay.
Alright,
Thank you so
guys.
much for hosting.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
For sure.
Anytime.
That was so
Bye.
great. That was a great idea.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.